Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Get ready for the Mac Jones experience. Mac Jones experience. Yep. Welcome to the show, Maggie Gray, Andrew Perloff. Very excited, my co-host is, to watch Mac Jones take the field with Brock Purdy now dealing with turf toe, which is so painful. He's not the only injured 49er, but yeah, this is feeling a lot like Jimmy Garoppolo with Brock Purdy, by the way, getting hurt a lot, not being available. Now, Brock doesn't miss a lot of games, but he deals with a lot of injuries, Pearl. You know, can the 49ers win with Mac Jones is probably the first question. I think the second one, are San Francisco maybe regretting that Brock Purdy contract that they gave him in the offseason, the 5 years, $265 million to the tune of $53 million a year?
Well, first, can they win with Mac Jones? Absolutely. I mean, what are they? I'm seeing between 3 and 4 points against the Saints. Saints are bad. Yeah. Saints defense is pretty good, but the Saints offense is limited. So I think they can win. Do I think it's going to be pretty? Absolutely not. Week 1 was hideous.
Right. But week 1, you just want to escape, right? Isn't that kind of the feeling for all teams?
I guess so, but the Niners offense looked particularly bad. You know, Kyle Shanahan, we talk about the quarterback. Kyle Shanahan also has an amazing run game. The run game looked like hot garbage. Christian McCaffrey actually just ran in the line and got destroyed pretty much every time. Averaged 3.1 yards per carry. What does Christian McCaffrey do that? So Mac Jones he's going out there with no weapons. George Kittle's gone. There's no Brandon Ayuk yet. We're not really getting Jawan Jennings. I guess they're bringing in Kendrick Bourne. He's not going to be full speed. So this could be a low-scoring, ugly game. I am a little bit feeling robbed in advance. We're not getting the full Mac Jones experience.
Oh, no.
Because he doesn't have any
Mac.
He doesn't have any weapons around him. So I think the Niners are going to be super conservative. We're not. Remember when in New England, Bill Belichick had Mac Jones throw 4 times in the month?
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Yes. I would expect a similar philosophy with this one. They're not going to really let Mac Jones uncork it. They're not going to let McCorkle Jones uncork it. So we're not going to see the full Mac Jones experiment. But I got to be honest, you can focus on Brock Purdy and all that and his contract. I really want to see this draft story for 2021 play out. And I can't believe you're not with me, Maggie. It is so interesting.
I guess so. You know, and it looks like we're going to get, and this is unfortunate, this is not a positive, but it looks like we're going to get a couple weeks of Mac Jones.
Possibly. That's
the reports now from Adam Schefter and then some other people in the Bay Area like Grant Cohn and some of the other guys who are around the team every day. 2 weeks, we think, no doubt, and could be more than that. Here, let's hear Kyle Shanahan, Manny, can we? Says Brock Purdy unlikely to play this week and explains where the injury, which they're now speculating is turf toe, sprained toe, where it happened.
I think it's a long shot.
Is it possible that Purdy's injury could be a multi-week thing?
That's possible.
And that's the toe more so than the shoulder.
Yes.
Did someone step on his foot in the pocket? Do you know how the toe injury happened?
Yeah, I think it happened scrambling. I think when Love tackled him by the sideline. I believe it happened.
Yeah, Julian Love. So the safety for the Seahawks. So here's where my concern. Maybe let's put Mac Jones just to the side for a second because you are playing the Saints. This is a very easy schedule. Maybe get a little of a reprieve here. It's not like you're walking into a buzzsaw with the Rams or something and all of a sudden Mac Jones gets thrown to the Wolves. Although the Saints defense is not bad. But this is where I start to get a little worried. I mentioned before, starting to look a little like Jimmy Garoppolo maybe with Brock Purdy, right? And what ultimately doomed Garoppolo with the 49ers? Yeah, he threw picks, but he got hurt. He wasn't available, and Brock Purdy came and took his job, essentially. And
well, that's exactly what happened.
What else happened? How did Brock Purdy get on the field?
Trey Lance was the starter.
Yes.
And then Jimmy G got on the field and was awesome.
And then what happened?
He got hurt.
Exactly.
Then Brock Purdy took his job, but then Jimmy G got healthy, but Jimmy G was also performing poorly. He was throwing high, like in Jimmy G style.
And Brock threw 2 picks in the opener.
I would say they wanted to get rid of Jimmy G even before Brock Purdy
that
ever
is true.
Worked. Like they've been dying to get rid of this guy.
They wouldn't let him in the meeting rooms and stuff, and then all of a sudden they had to bring him back. It was totally awkward.
Purdy took Lance's job, technically. Either way, so you're saying that all of a sudden he's hurt like a little turf toe and he's improbable, and all of a sudden you're advancing to Jimmy G?
No, what I'm going on here is that either you can blame Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch for how the team is constructed with a quarterback like Brock Purdy, and I'll explain that in a second, or you can blame Brock. So you can either blame the team who has not put a good enough offensive line in front of Brock Purdy. Call it what it is. Trent Williams is awesome. He's older. He's 37. Goes in and out of the lineup a little bit. And Brock Purdy, this was on a scramble. Would he be scrambling so much? Would he be having to scramble if the offensive line was holding up a little bit better? We'll see about that. So that's team building. And where the second part is Purdy, which at some point it does become incumbent on the quarterback themselves to protect themselves. It's not Josh Allen. You know, Josh Allen, and by the way, as a Bills fan, I don't like when Josh Allen does this, but he's as big as some of the linebackers out there, it feels like, and he doles out the punishment.
Go Bills.
Brock Purdy's not that guy. He is athletic. He is more athletic than we think. I'll give him that for sure. More athletic than Mac Jones, but he's not big. And so if you don't slide and if you don't protect yourself, at some point going for the extra yards and trying to be the tough guy, it's great. It will win over the fan base at the beginning. But if you're not available and then you put the team at risk, we talk about this all the time, Prof. It's like when quarterbacks have to get a little more mature and a little bit smarter, you do have to start protecting yourself. And I don't think Brock Purdy has shown he can do that yet. Either unwilling or he doesn't want to. I don't know.
How many games does he miss?
Well, he's missed one. It's not about that, but he does play hurt a lot.
I mean, last year it wasn't him playing hurt; it was the rest of the team playing hurt. He was probably nicked up a couple times. I disagree with the line thing. What are you talking? They pay more a tackle than any team in the league.
But do they have the right guys? You know?
I mean, I think so. Trent Williams. They just re-signed McKivitz. They like him.
I know, but
everyone loves Dominic Pooney.
And he's also been a little bit banged up already. But here's the thing: are you putting the money in the right places? I'm not saying Trent Williams, but
what's wrong with McKivitz?
But is he good?
I don't know.
To warrant this?
Kyle Shanahan just signed him to a 3-year, $45 million deal. So I'm assuming, he's probably pretty good.
You just mentioned not a minute, 2 minutes ago that Christian McCaffrey and they were having all this trouble running the ball.
It's because he's washed.
Is he? They gave him to him 30 times. I mean,
I don't know.
You're making my point.
I saw Jordan Mason with a little more pop week one. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, listen, McCaffrey used in the pass game too. So he's so versatile.
He's an incredible slot receiver, and he probably will pick up his running game. But that was a brutal game. Also, they were so predictable on offense.
Yeah.
Both teams were trying to run it down each other's throat the entire game. So you're right. It was a week one. I don't know. I can't. All of a sudden, we're blaming the line here. This is to me a new narrative on San Francisco. Like, is it because he's too small or is it because the line isn't good? You have to choose, I think.
Well, I don't know. I think it could be a bad combination of both, which is where you find yourself now with San Francisco at 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Is it the offensive line has not been holding up? Is it Mac Jones? Is it Brock Purdy needs to figure out a way to protect himself and not go out there and be the hero who gets the extra yard all the time but slides? There's no, shame in sliding, in protecting yourself. Because, again, he's not a really big guy. And sometimes he can get hurt in the pocket like he did he got hurt in the pocket, I think, against Hassan Reddick, right, in that NFC Championship game. Sometimes you get hurt in the pocket where someone blows an assignment or whatever, or you go out and scramble in the open field and you're going to expose yourself like he did, and now he's got turf toe and he's going to miss potentially several weeks. So, I don't know. I think if you're the 49ers, if you're a 49er fan, you're probably saying in the short term we can be okay because of the Saints, but you do worry about the long term of Brock Purdy being your guy, and he's already hurt now week one, and he has a no trade clause. I had forgotten that about Brock Purdy's contract, Pearl. 5 years, $265 million, and a no trade. Why did they do that?
Who's trading for Brock Purdy of $50 million a year?
No, but we always talk about Kyle Shanahan and how he could win with anybody. And the whole, the master plan is actually at some point have Kirk Cousins there or whatever. All the people that Kyle covets and the people he loves. Why would you give Brock Purdy a no trade clause? Why
Nobody's
would you
trading
leave yourself a little flexibility?
Because 0 people in a million years are trading for $50 million. If Kyle Shanahan falls out of love with a $50 million Brock Purdy, you think another team's like, well, I want to take that guy for that. That's like trading for Dak Prescott. That would never happen.
I'm just saying, it's a little surprising, is it not, that he even has that?
No, it's totally, at that price for quarterbacks, it's totally irrelevant because no one's trading for a beat-up Brock Purdy, as you did just describe. That would never happen. I think the rest of the league is like, whoa, they're paying that guy that much money. I don't think he would ever be traded. But, let me ask you this question. What worries you more, all the other injuries in San Francisco or the Brock Purdy injuries? When I say the other injuries, I mean Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, Juwan Jennings, and probably Ricky Pearsall is not a big guy either, and he's taking some big hits. Like, which would be more worried? To me, it's the rest of the Niners I'm worried about. I'm even less worried about Purdy because they do have this rash of injuries thing.
Yeah, they do. How about in our chat, already up and running? Come join us. YouTube.com/InfinitySportsNet, Twitch.tv/InfinitySportsNet, where Drunkle Sam, one of our faves, says Big Mac, no special sauce. Ouch.
About Mac Jones.
Yeah. Who am I most worried about? I'm probably worried about Purdy, quite frankly, because that's the biggest investment you've made. Not just for the short term, but also for the long term. You chose Purdy. He's your guy. And so with him having turf toe, I know we look at it, it's like, just a toe. I think turf toe is extremely painful. From what I've heard from professional athletes, it's really painful and it lingers. Your feet are everything when you're an
Deion's
athlete.
issues with his feet, I think, started with turf toe.
Yeah, my former co-host Bart Scott had to retire off of turf toe. He had an offer from Seattle, would have continued his career and couldn't.
Yeah, this reminds me so much. Again, I keep coming back. This is like 2019 all over again. Jimmy G's a mess. They paid him this massive, massive deal. He wins 5 games after the trade with the Patriots, and they make him one of the highest paid quarterbacks. And somehow it never really paid off, and still they've been to 5 NFC title games. Or is it 5? Let's see. 1, 2, 4. 4 NFC title games.
Yeah.
So I just think that everybody is writing off the Niners too soon to me. And by the way, Brock Purdy could have injuries all along. And if you say the Niners are not going to have success over the next, say, 4 years, I think that's a mistake. Look at how many guys we're talking about. They have survived more injuries and are still probably going to go 2-0. Probably. That's a big probably.
Yeah, again, they got helped here with this easy schedule. And it's not just about the opponents, too. It's about, because obviously they have to play their own division, but it's about the lack of the really difficult travel. They don't have to go across country a lot. I don't know if they even do. I got to pull the schedule up. But it's not just about the strength of schedule. It's also the travel, rest, few short weeks, that kind of stuff. So they're getting helped out in a lot of different ways.
I'd also like to see them return to where they were 4 years ago, where they were the number 1 defense in the league. And not only were they number 1, they were scaring people. They were hitting people. I think you saw a little of that in week 1. That might be a function of the Seahawks offense being bad. I think defense could win a bunch of games here. Realistically, let's face it. We always talk about the future Hall of Famers, Nick Bosa and Fred Warner.
Yep.
But I think they have a good eye for defensive talent. There might be young guys who come up. Obviously, the rookie, Mikael Williams. They could honestly go 10-7 on defense alone here with this schedule, Maggie. So, I am not writing off the Niners, even with my guy, Mac Jones. And that's a pretty good pun about the Big Mac. I'll give you that.
That was pretty good, right? Big Mac, no special
He's going to
sauce.
look, by the way, he's probably going to look bad this week because who is he throwing to? And they're not going to let McCaffrey touch the ball 400 times again like last week.
Are you sure?
I hope not.
I think they go into the game maybe with a plan we should try to do X, Y, and Z. And then you find yourself in a 1-score game. Last week, it's week 1, yes, but it is a division game. And the Rams look, the defense looks really good. So,
I think they might.
All of a sudden, it's like Kyle Shanahan, who's the play caller, is finding himself in a dogfight of a game, and Christian McCaffrey is your best option.
Maybe Brian Robinson just got there. They work him in a little more, the backup running back. They do need. I think McCaffrey would probably wear down. He had 31 touches in week 1.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. The run game was tough. It felt like he was about to break a couple and couldn't quite get there. Then again, they're not facing a lot of good offenses moving ahead. If you look at the results of week 1, there is not anybody who really had a great offensive game on their schedule for the first half of the season. A lot of teams that struggled.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Can the 49ers hold the fort with Mac Jones? And is San Francisco already regretting the Purdy contract? Again, 5 years, $265 million, $53 million a year, which sounds like a lot, but, that's kind of on par with upper echelon quarterbacks in the league.
Not even. He'll be really close to the middle before by next May. He'll be the 12th highest paid quarterback.
Yeah, it just seems interesting for Kyle Shanahan. And I get it. You went to the Super Bowl with Brock Purdy. You had a lead in overtime in the Super Bowl with Brock Purdy. You're not just going to throw him out. This is a big, it's an amazing achievement to get this from Mr. Irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
But if you think that Mac Jones can come in and be good, if everyone thinks that you can basically put 5 or 6 different guys in this system and you would basically have the same output, then why did you pay Purdy?
I mean, we are seeing a live experiment about the debate that's been going on for decades, the system quarterback debate. I mean, you're not really going to see it this week. I'm going to in advance defending my guy, Mac Jones. He has no one to throw to. It's probably going to be a very conservative game. But this is the system quarterback debate. Can anybody sling it under Kyle Shanahan? The other thing, too, we know about Kyle Shanahan falling in and out of love. I mean, he's a guy who is he is a serial bachelor when it comes to quarterbacks. He will definitely fall out of love with Brock Purdy.
He's like what is a serial monogamist? Those people who just are chronic daters.
No, but
like a boyfriend guy.
No,
he's not a player.
I think he is. I think he'll cheat on his quarterback.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
not serial monogamy.
He cheated on Trey Lance. He cheated on Jimmy G. I mean, if you cheat on Jimmy G, the most handsome man in the NFL.
By the way, player. I'm not to be shallow, but what am I kidding? That's what we do on the show. I think Jimmy G does not have the torch for the best looking guy in the league anymore.
Go ahead.
Best looking quarterback.
Okay.
It's another guy who's a backup. And I think he can.
Sam Hartman?
Yeah, he took his lunch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Quarterbacks, though?
Just quarterbacks.
Who's the best looking player in the NFL, period?
I'm not sure about that. We have
Saquon.
to probably do a deep dive. Saquon's probably up there. Jalen Hurts.
The ladies love Jalen Hurts.
Yeah,
Jalen's a good
in the quarterback
dude.
division. Jalen Hurts definitely up there. But it's like Sam
Jalen
Hartman's
Hurts wearing
world
the
now.
backward Kangol hat all the time. I don't know.
Yeah, that's not a great look.
You don't know.
but
I'm saying women who talk to me and online know. It doesn't matter what you think.
The Kangol look.
It's the women.
It's a rough look with the Kangol. But
I mean, did you guys
take it
the
off
new
and he
NFL
looks good.
float? See, have you guys seen the NFL float commercial?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like,
We have
Jalen,
the
you had to
Rizzler.
wear the hat in that one. Come on, dude.
He's
Our
kind
representative is the Rizzler. Are you kidding me?
I was so excited about that, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh,
I worry for that kid.
I worry
Anyway.
about
Worry.
the Giants.
Worry
He's
slash
fine.
worship
He's
that kid.
got money. I'm worried about me.
Yeah, worried about the Rizzler. Anyway, hope his parents are saving that money. But here's the thing about Jalen Hurts in the backwards Kangol hat. He's definitely trying to make it his signature look. And I'm not going to kill him for this because everyone loves everything about the 90s again. We talk about this all the time. All that 90s stuff is totally back. What do you think they were wearing in the 90s, guys? Backwards Kangol hats.
Here's my thing about Jalen Hurts. It's not
rough then.
It's not the looks. It's not the hat. It's his personality. Like, he is a Super Bowl winning quarterback, and he gives you nothing. Like, he's the most unapproachable personality in the entire NFL, I believe. Like, do you really know anything about Jalen Hurts?
But that's okay.
I mean, it's fine. It's just like he's incredibly reserved. I've noticed people are like, I think that's why he's not considered a top 5 quarterback. Because you can't get a hold of him.
But I don't know much about Lamar Jackson. I don't know much about Kyler Murray. I don't know much about some of these other guys.
Kyler Murray?
I know he likes video games. Like that's.
God, we know day to day. We know out of 24-hour span everything Kyler Murray does.
We knew he had diarrhea before the game on Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh,
and-
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's
And he
not like
posted a
knowing his
picture of the
personality.
he posted a picture of the Mexican meal. Kyler Murray is like also a very quiet person, but Jalen is like got a force field around him. He always has. That's why I think that's why he doesn't do it.
I'd do that too if I was the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, but look at Josh
I don't
Allen.
want any of you crazies coming up in my life criticizing me. You know what it's like in Philadelphia. You guys are just waiting to turn on the quarterback. I wonder if Donovan McNabb probably told him, hey, you should probably just live in some kind of fortress. Like, don't let anybody in. It's the fan base. You guys are merciless. He's in a fishbowl. I get it.
I think that's Hurts though. I think he could have been anywhere.
Yeah,
like this. Because even at Alabama, he was a freshman that was like a freshman going on 7th year senior in terms of his attitude. Like he's
wise beyond his years, guy.
Yeah,
QB Alabama.
He's an interesting dude. Not interesting in terms of I care a lot about him, but interesting in that he's different than most young people.
Well, what do you know about Jordan Love? Who's going to play tonight, by the way, against the Commanders?
That's a good-looking dude.
Jordan Love's
another very handsome man.
Those guys are all open books compared. I mean, and by the way, Lamar is like the warmest person. Like Lamar basically is on a massive hug tour across USA.
Is he married? Does he have kids?
No, I don't think so.
You don't know anything about him. It's
Yeah,
like,
but Lamar has
Aaron,
just got an
somebody.
energy like love me, and Jalen Hurts is like stay away from me.
Well, Aaron Rodgers set the bar now, a new bar for
You're a little bit too old to watch cars, but anyway.
what we know about Aaron Rodgers is so unbelievable.
I think he's a bum.
That he brought a camera crew along with him to Costa Rica while he goes on a psychedelic trip.
With a lot of love.
You will never get more access than that.
Well,
Don't be a freaking weirdo.
Yeah, that's the extreme. But you're telling me Josh Allen doesn't let access into his life? The guy's everywhere.
Well,
everywhere.
It's so curated, though.
A little bit.
Is it? He was telling jokes with Bussin' with the Boys guy about how he quit drinking for 11 years. and then he turned 12. Yes. That's not that curated, Maggie.
Yeah, he be out everywhere in New York City when the offseason hits. It's like Haley's like, offseason's over?
Yeah.
All right, Soho tomorrow.
F1 race? I'm there.
Yeah, he's out here. And in a way, it hurts, isn't it? Which I kind of appreciate.
No, it hurts.
From Hurts.
Our buddy, quarterback trader Quincy Avery, coached Hurts at Elite 11 in high school, and he was like, Hurts was not a big recruit. And he actually said, he's like, who's this old guy amongst, like, what's he doing here? Like, he's like looks like a, fifth-year senior in college. He's always been just different. His dad's a coach, super, super disciplined. Hurts is not easy to know. Anyway, yeah, handsome, obviously, dashing, I would even say. But Jimmy G's just like a man candy. I would like you to tell him to his face he's not the most handsome quarterback.
I mean, it's not that. It's just he's got the Clooney, Brad Pitt, like he's a classic, James Dean, may he rest in peace. But Hartman is
Hartman's hair.
Here. Hartman is live and in color.
Hartman, he should be a model.
He's probably better at that than quarterback.
Can he play?
Who knows? Who cares, Manny?
He looks like the kid in Vampire Diaries. If anyone's kids have watched the show, he looks exactly like that actor.
Yeah, let me go talk to my 4-year-old.
You were probably Vampire Diaries. That was in your wheelhouse, I think.
Yeah, I feel you would have watched that.
Who?
Oh, Vampire Diaries. You don't know about this?
No,
You're not familiar
I was watching SpongeBob and Drake and Josh like a normal 13-year-old.
You're not familiar with the work of Nina Dobrev?
Whom?
Get on it, brother. Get on it.
Even I know Nina. Sheesh, Manny. 888-710-4ISN.
Should I follow her on Instagram?
888.
Okay, good to know.
710-4476. All right, that got a little sidetracked, but it's an important conversation. Not as important as Brock Purdy, who's going to miss multiple weeks, we think, with the turf toe. Very unlikely to play against the Saints. Mac Jones' experience starts immediately. Starting to get worried about Brock Purdy, especially the contract. And can Mac Jones keep this thing afloat? 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. We got a great Thursday night game. I'm psyched about this. Washington Commanders traveling to Lambeau. We've got a question about those quarterbacks coming up next. MVP.
Go, Pack, go!
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. 2 minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. .45 seconds remaining. .30 seconds remaining. .15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Welcome back, Maggie Perloff Show. So we have office controversy once again. Maggie Gray
What did I do?
Doesn't know the rules.
doesn't know. I just think
The rules?
I just think she has this tendency to not include everybody in things. Like, for example, she goes on vacation, won't tell Manny where she's going.
That was
I
a
agree.
miscommunication.
There are a lot of miscommunications
You're
when it comes to being a team
miscommunication.
player, Maggie.
That's Perloff does air quotes with his fingers, and I agree. By the way,
But that was implied. When I said miscommunications, you could hear the air quotes in my intonation.
Yeah, sure.
So Maggie, we decided to do a survivor pool. Maggie sends out the original email. Everybody responds with their pick for the week, except one person who sits right outside here, Billy, did not respond.
Right.
Did you follow up and say, "Hey, we're doing the survivor pool"? No.
Is that on me? We're all adults. It was just when I walked in today, when I realized, for a second, I doubted myself. Like, did I forget to put Billy on the email?
I
Would
know.
never forget Billy, but did I forget this time to put him on the email? And I was like, Billy, would you like to be in our survivor pool? Kaplan's already out because he inexplicably took the Saints last week, telling us he really didn't want to participate in the survivor pool, which is fine. Cap's busy.
Came
But
pretty close to winning that one, but
actually, that's a good point. And then EJ would have been out because he took the Cardinals.
Cap almost
Still alive,
accidentally
baby.
won.
Yeah, it's like his worst nightmare. But I was like, man, I started to doubt myself. So like, Billy, would you like to participate in our survivor pool? Forgetting I actually did put him on the email.
Yeah.
And then he said, I don't know. I was like, well, there's no money and there's also no prizes. So there's nothing at stake.
pride. There's pride. At stake.
So his answer was, is it kind of. Now, here's the thing.
But then Bogus jumps in. He's like, no, you can't be in it. It's
Yeah.
already week 2.
Bogus was right.
I included him on the original email. I
Okay.
just forgot because he didn't respond.
So, Billy, the fault on Billy is not responding and not being and not saying
Not gonna
no.
Yeah, he doesn't have to. It's not a mandate.
And this from you starts at a nice place to be inclusive and have Billy part of this. So I get that. But again, these are the rules.
Yeah.
He missed week 1. Whoever's to blame for week 1, he can't jump in week 2 unless, and I'll present this to the room.
Okay.
All right. What if Billy
Embarrassing.
wants to be in, Billy has to make 2 correct picks this week to survive into week 3 with the rest of us.
Seems fair to me.
Does he even want to participate?
That's inconclusive.
So now he's got to
force him.
double down. He doesn't want to do it in the first place. Now you got to make 2 picks instead of 1.
Well, I think
it's
his
like a punishment.
I think his initial hesitation was he did not want to give any money towards.
Yeah, there's
something.
no money.
No, and there's no punishment as well. There's no danger in losing.
Oh, we haven't decided that.
Oh.
You didn't tell him that.
Here's again Maggie not knowing the rules.
I said there's no prizes.
No, and then you said there's no punishment. You said this. You said both ends.
I thought I said there's no money and there's no prize.
No, you said and there's no like negative to. I don't remember what the words were, but you said there's also no there's no penalty for losing.
Yeah, I think that was the word. There was no penalty for losing. I think was how it was said.
All right, I might have to go back to the tape on that one.
My favorite part of this is Maggie is so prone to guilt. Like, I could care less if Billy was in the survivor pool or not. Care 0.0%. Maggie runs to her computer. I think he was on the email. I would never do that.
Which address did I use?
What on earth? Who cares?
Well,
he doesn't even care.
I know.
Not even a little bit.
This is like a man-woman thing, right? Like, I want everyone to feel included. You guys just have different pressure points than me. Like, if I forget a friend's birthday or something, you don't understand. It's like a cardinal sin.
Oh,
you guys
come
could
on.
care less.
Yeah, I got next year to make it up for. You know?
Maggie,
It's
is
a
it
different
possible?
man-woman thing.
Is it possible that you're just insane? You're
Not
like,
just
it's a man-woman
possible.
thing. I don't
It's
know a lot of
likely.
women who care if Billy's in the survivor pool.
We asked 100 women on the street, do you care if Billy's in the survivor? Call Kelly.
Yeah, sometimes you go into panics over friends' birthdays. Like, I can tell you right now, that friend is not thinking about whether you wish them happy birthday or not. They do not care.
Yeah.
They probably are just playing on your guilt. Stop. Yeah, just let it go. Screw Billy. We're not even going to let him in.
Well,
he's out.
He didn't respond. So.
Well, actually, Bogues' idea of let him pick two games this week, it kind of catches him up.
I don't think he wants to do it.
He doesn't because he also goes.
I really don't.
Do I have to get both right? I'm like, yes, Billy.
Do I have to get both right?
You'd have to get both right.
Yeah, if he goes 1-1, he's still okay.
Listen, it was everyone within arm's length of the show. That's what we decided. Billy's sitting out there, arm's length.
Can we talk about the actual survivor pool? Who's going Cowboys? 13 straight for Dak over the Giants?
Couldn't be me.
I mean, I know you don't want to do the Cowboys, but the Giants, they haven't beaten them in like 15 years. Like, this is crazy.
Let's relax a little bit. But, I may be,
No.
dipping my toe in the water. We'll find out a little bit later. But I might just go against the Giants.
The Cowboys, here's another stat. They've gone 14 straight seasons without going 0-2. Mostly because they play the Giants in the first 2 weeks every year. And Dak has won 13 straight over the
that's
Giants.
translated to Lombardi trophies.
I'm just saying, it just
Don't
seems
ask.
like this is one of those matchups where all logic's out the window and Dallas always beats the Giants. So anyway, but I don't.
So why don't you pick him?
Well, because I don't want to
me
go
something.
into the survivor pool with a Micah Parsons list Cowboys in week 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I thought they looked good in Philadelphia on Thursday.
Their offense looked really good.
Yeah.
Now Deron Bland's out.
Just paid him a lot.
It's
of
not
money.
an easy week. Then the other one, the biggest spread is the Ravens over the Browns.
Yeah.
But we know what happens when the Browns play AFC North teams. And the Ravens always drop an early season game.
Well,
Always.
they just did.
Yeah.
They dropped the opener.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, to a team they should lose to. Yeah. So
I don't know. It's an 11.5-point spread, and Joe Flacco didn't exactly look like gangbusters.
Joe Flacco looked pretty good.
I didn't see it.
Threw 2 picks, right?
Yeah.
I
He
mean,
looked good
that's-
until he didn't.
Yeah,
That's Flacco.
but both those picks were not on him. PFF, I'm sure, did not grade it badly on those throws.
Is this the kind of thing, though, for a survivor pool where you just do the obvious? Like, are the Panthers just the team you bet against every week? Is it just that simple? Like, they have to travel to Arizona to play the Cardinals. The Cardinals will mess with you every which way. They are a tough team to bet on. But
Yeah, in week
EJ
2,
did
do you
it.
feel good going to the Cardinals?
Well, do I think the Panthers are going cross country and beating anybody?
Oh, boy, that's a good one.
Anyway.
After last week, you can't feel easy about any of these picks because every game was close.
That's true. Let's get to Bogus, who's got the latest and greatest headlines for us. What's up?
These headlines are sponsored by Prize Picks. Don't miss any of the action this football season with Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Download Prize Picks and use code PRIMETIME.
It's going to be an Eli.
And get a $50 bonus credit instantly when you play $5. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Caden's off the chain.
It'll cost you a lot of money this fall, winter, and spring to watch the Knicks have a great regular season and then make an early playoff exit. You've got your local cable bill, plus Amazon, plus Peacock, and maybe something else. Adam Silver was asked yesterday about the high cost of being an NBA fan these days.
There's a huge amount of our content that people can essentially consume for free. I mean, this is very much a highlights-based sport, so Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, you name it, any service, the New York Times for that matter, to the extent that your content is not behind a paid firewall. There's an enormous amount of content out there. YouTube, by another example, that is advertising based, that consumers can consume.
So all these people just
What a
gave you
bozo.
hundreds of millions of dollars, and I shouldn't watch your games on those places?
What commissioner in the world is like, nah, I don't watch the games, just check the highlights?
I feel like I said that Adam Silver was, incompetent and not fit to be commissioner.
Move over, Manfred.
All of you were like, "Oh, come on, EJ. Oh, come on."
Yeah, he had been popular for a long time.
I know,
Yeah.
right? And that long time was a long time ago.
Well, but here's the thing. Like, you just, to Bogus' point, too, if you're a partner, you just paid all this money to get these games, and he's like, screw Amazon. Just get the highlights.
Just go to sleep and wake up in the morning and watch highlights.
Honestly, there's this one guy on YouTube, I forgot his name, who just does the full 5 minutes of every NBA game on YouTube.
Yeah.
Lifesaver, this dude.
Well, I understand this because I have a lot of friends who defend the NBA. I'm like, there's a lot of debate. The ratings are falling, but everyone's like, well, it doesn't matter. The ratings, that's an old man way to look at the sport because all the kids watch it on YouTube and they'll brag about that. So Adam Silver's bought that narrative. Like, the ratings are falling. Who cares? They're watching it on YouTube. So that's the defense of NBA's ratings falling, that people are consuming it elsewhere. I've heard it a million times.
Yeah, but you don't make the same kind of advertising money off of digital highlights that you do off of live games. That's why everyone wants live games, because the advertiser's the only place left for them really to go.
But I think the NBA defenders say it speaks to the sport's popularity. Young kids like to watch the highlights. That being said, they don't care. They're collecting that money and buying yachts with the Amazon money. They could care less about that deal now that's done. Silver's not going to be commissioner when they have to come up with a new deal. What does he care?
Remember when it was rumored that he was going to take over Disney?
I wish he would have.
Wait, but that being said, what's he doing wrong? Like,
How much time he got?
What's the big thing?
All-Star game's terrible. There's
no saving the All-Star
There's a little
game.
on the players.
Yeah, well, he's the commissioner. What do we want to talk about? You want to talk about the falling ratings? You want to talk about the lack of the 3-point line and people having upset with that? I mean, I can go on for years.
You love the in-season tournament. That's him.
I always say, it's the one thing I think that is actually smart. Everything else he's done he's been a terrible commissioner. This is stupid. I don't know how anyone could look at this comment being like, you know what, it actually doesn't matter that our fans watch our games, and then they are concerned about why fans don't know anything about basketball when they talk about it. Or people in the media don't know anything about basketball. It's like, man, this guy. I can't believe it.
See, and now I don't accept the in-season tournament as a plus for him, but I have almost the same thought as EJ, because what's the thing he's done since getting rid of Donald Sterling, which should have been done already, which was a no-brainer? He lived off of that from day one of his tenure. And since, what's the big innovation with the big decision, the big thought since then?
Well, he really is hired to make money for the league.
Yeah,
which
he's the biggest success of all time.
I would say that Roger Goodell probably, but he is making money for the league. I would say number one. Number two, I mean, the second apron where you are penalizing teams for spending a lot, I understand it, and I get why they put that in there. Now, the unintended consequences is you don't have super teams anymore, but that's going to depend on who you talk to. Some people didn't like the fact that Kevin Durant joined the 73-win Warriors or whatever. There's a case to be made on both sides. I'm defending Adam Silver. I don't know why, but
I don't either.
But there was a thought process behind the second apron that you could actually understand. Some people did not want the super teams joining up.
Right, but is that was he the only person capable of thinking of that and and getting it implemented?
And also, was that the right solution?
It might not have been.
To me, it looks like it clearly wasn't.
So explain to me then, why is the league more valuable than it's ever been? Billy Jack alone could have taken the NFL to $25 billion. Roger Goodell is just a puppet. He's totally meaningless. I mean, explain to me why the league is more valuable than it's ever been.
Live games are king. And anybody that can get a live game, they will pay whatever money to do it. We're seeing it with almost every league is getting, almost except
but
for
I think NBA's
baseball.
blown for what NBA's worth and what NBA got. I think NBA is killing the other
But
leagues.
look at what MLS got a great TV deal. WNBA got a great TV deal. I mean, everyone wants live games.
Yeah.
No one wants to spend the money to produce programming. Original
And for
programming.
advertisers, it's better, and betting.
Exactly. It's just, I think that's the way to go. That's why the SEC and the Big Ten and all these, they could just name their number. It's never going to matter because ESPN and Fox and those places, they need that live action so they can get that advertising money. I think it's simple.
I mean, we've had commissioners who've hidden concussion things.
Data.
And we've had so many bad commissioners. I don't know. Silver, like, because the All-Star game sucks. Like,
it's not because the All-Star. I mean,
the All-Star
that's
game
one
is
thing
going to be awful no matter who the commissioner was.
That's one thing I mentioned, but there's a bunch of other things we could talk about with Adam Silver. He's been a bad commissioner. I don't know. This idea that he's been doing great and that this is the one thing. Yeah. His players are complaining that they're going through mental health crises, and he seems to have no answer how to fix that.
Oh
I mean,
God, that's
you got players that are betting on games and being put in gambling investigations, and he's taking gambling money. We don't talk about that. I mean, again, how much time do we have?
No, but I mean that like you have to be reactive. What is he going to? You put the like rules in place. You're not supposed to gamble like Jonte Porter. You can't gamble on your own games. You can't be taking yourself out of games to help other bettors. All that stuff. Like all he can do is react to that. No, at some point the players have to take a little responsibility. He's not the police. He's a commissioner.
Well, I mean, he's not the police, but I mean, what do we think of as a commissioner, right? Aren't you the judge, jury, and whatever? We've talked about Roger Goodell.
Yeah, but Jonte Porter, he kicked out of the league for life. Like it's not like he's allowing this stuff to happen. They caught him, and that was it. And he's out.
Is the NBA and all these leagues not embraced gambling and embraced live betting? They have.
Right, but he's the one who actually led the way on that, which led to more money for the players.
Right, and the players can't stand this. They can't stand dealing with people who are DMing them every day, being like, "Bro, you missed on my over and under," or having to have the conversation. I mean, like
I get that.
We
EJ,
can talk about money, but
that's the thing, though. If you go to the players and say to them, "Listen, I understand people are heckling you because of over unders or what have you, but." We can say goodbye to FanDuel and DraftKings and all of that, but you guys are going to have to give back money. We're all going to make less. It's going to be less part of the pie. I guarantee the players will say, all right, we'll deal with it. It's their,
I don't know. I see LeBron taking that DraftKings money and having no problem with it.
I'm just saying,
He's got a terrible TV product, by the way. I got to watch NBA Finals games with 2-minute halftime reports, and
oh my God.
This guy's awful.
EJ, you love the NBA.
Yeah,
you're all into it. So
I mean, and you always talk about how bad it is. I don't know why you're defending this guy. I'm surprised that we're on
I just don't like. I don't like that they
Manny like that one.
I hate that they call those fouls on Harden and Luka. Like, just stop calling the hand fouls. So I hate the foul merchanting. But that's not really on him.
It's also not on him that like there was a 3-point revolution. I mean,
we say these things, but again, he controls the rules of the game. Like if people are going to be complaining about how the game's being played with foul merchanting, all these 3-pointers. Like when people complained about things in the 90s, guess what? David Stern changed the rules so you couldn't be as physical. So we weren't having games 70 to 85 against the Heat and the New York Knicks. Like you actually as a commissioner, this guy sits around and acts like things just happened to him. He's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Well, we had a commissioner before that was actually trying to do things to help the NBA.
Well, there was also, but David Stern wasn't perfect either.
I'm not saying it was perfect, but
but the other part,
I would take him in a heartbeat over this guy.
Well, but the other part too is it's just a different kind of style. David Stern was unilaterally, he would act like the owners worked for him,
and he was hated by the players, right?
But that's not how. This is not how that works, right?
Yeah,
the commissioner actually works for the owners.
Everyone hated Stern.
Right. Like I think that David Stern ruled with an iron fist. And was all about intimidation and was all about, and, Adam Silver is not that same way. It's just a difference in style. Like, he's not just going to universally, he's going to check with people. He's going to do diligence. Like, I don't know if you just don't like the style. Like, he can change anything at any time, and he has. How many times have they changed the All-Star game? 1 million trying to get the guys to care about it. Like, it's not like he's rigid. It's not like,
They
changed the rules about so Trae Young can't be foul merchant, can't be like trying to draw fouls, and James Harden now it's gone in a different way. With Shea does it.
Right,
You're constantly tweaking.
So we keep hearing about things that he's done that apparently are trying to address these things, yet we're still having issues with all of them. So that suggests there's no effectiveness.
EJ, no one knows what a catch is in the NFL. Does anyone say to Roger Goodell, "Get off your fat ass"? I mean,
Roger Goodell takes a bunch of strap.
I know, but he makes so much money for the league that the owners are going to keep him there. Wait,
the owners like him. Sure,
we got to take a break.
I don't. It doesn't help me.
Okay. 888-710-4ISN. Sorry, we got to take a quick break on this one. Weigh in. We have more reporting on the Clippers stuff. With Steve Ballmer from Pablo Torre. We'll get to that. And tonight's Thursday night football game, Packers, Commanders. MVP.
You're in a 5-minute break. 4 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
All right, lots of football for you today, but we diverge into basketball for a second because the Steve Ballmer, Kawhi Leonard scandal, Pearl, whether or not they were circumventing the salary cap, is front and center with the NBA owners' meetings now happening in New York. And we actually had another piece of sound that caught our ear, which was Adam Silver being asked about the rising cost for fans to have to watch every game because, you know, you got to get this platform and that platform and you got to buy everything. And he said, well, don't worry about it. Don't even watch the games. You can just catch the highlights on YouTube is essentially what he said yesterday. It got us into a discussion about whether Adam Silver is actually a good commissioner or not. D is in Portland. D, Adam Silver, good commissioner, bad commissioner?
No, he's not good. He's too friendly with the players, and the product is just bad. I've been watching the NBA since '98, I believe. Go Blazers. But it's just bad. ESPN does a bad job. Lots of commercials that I don't care for.
Right.
The halftime show is like, they're like speed running it, trying to get to, I don't know, dinner or someplace.
D, Adam Silver is not the production coordinator or the producer on the show. The NBA has one of the greatest shoulder programming shows in the history of television inside the NBA. Now, you may not like it. The players may not like that Shaq and Charles and Kenny are too, can be harsh on them, can be critical on them. But that is a commercial and critical success inside the NBA. What ESPN does, ESPN ponied up, for the money. Adam Silver is not going to get in their production meeting and say Malika Andrews needs to throw it to someone faster or whatever. I don't know what you guys want Adam Silver to have editorial control.
They're partners. They're a little media partner in the NBA. They work with the NBA.
Okay, so but you want him to, what do you want him to do? Say, I don't want Zach Lowe on the set?
I think the NFL, again, you want to compare, the NFL will run someone off that they don't like in a millisecond. Or they will change production on how something is going in a millisecond. Okay, but this idea that Adam Silver is just this helpless lamb that just allows terrible things to happen to the NBA. Yeah, but
EJ, the ESPN pregame and halftime shows were bad under David Stern. So,
by the way,
that's an ESPN problem. Inside the NBA, I know you guys don't like it because you don't like how critical the older players are for the younger players, but a lot of people do watch it. That's just a matter of taste. That's not something that Adam Silver is going to necessarily get involved in. And you don't know, maybe he does. Maybe he does say to Shaq, hey, can you tone it down a little bit? And they might say bleep off. He can't fire someone on TNT's payroll. It's called tortious interference, guys. It's freaking legal. Adam Silver cannot get anybody fired who is being paid by a different company. Dudes, I'm just telling you what the real life of this is.
You don't think the NFL or none of the league has any say in the people that are being hired or fired by ESPN, by their media partners?
EJ, that's fine. But ESPN also they shuffled out tons of people on the NBA set. They fired a lot of ESPN, got rid of a lot of guys. They're changing stuff around. Doris Burke is out. Tim Legler is in. They're constantly tweaking stuff. Maybe Adam Silver is behind some of this. You don't know.
Good decision by Silver.
EJ, terrible things. That's an overstatement. I mean, these are like the halftime show having too many commercials. It's not a terrible thing. It's like
the NBA Finals. If you have no analysis, if you have no analysis of the NBA of your most important games of the season, and no one can talk about the actual games because they gotta watch 5 minutes of highlights, that is not good for the league. That is terrible.
You need more Stephen A. talk. I mean, you have 23 hours of it on that channel.
It doesn't have to be Stephen A. It can be anybody. That's my point. It's this idea that that Adam Silver, that we have these terrible things with the NBA, but none of it is Adam Silver's fault. It's literally everyone else's fault. It's either the players or it's the media partners.
Adam Silver can get involved in the business side of stuff. I just find it a little hard to believe that he's going to go to ESPN and say, I don't want, Jeff Van Gundy and Mark Jackson on the games anymore, which, by the way, they're gone. They brought in Richard Jefferson, Doris Burke. ESPN has to have some editorial control over what they want to do. Adam Silver's not going to get involved and micromanage that. Why would he? He's making $75 billion on their media rights tour. Criticize him all you want, but criticize him for the right things. That's my point.
You're in a 5-minute break. 4 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Perloff, sometimes, I know it's hard to believe, we overreact to week one of the NFL season.
Yeah.
Does happen. Welcome to the show, Maggie Gray, Andrew Perloff. And sometimes we're proven right as the outsiders, as the media, and sometimes we're proven wrong. Can I tell you the one overreaction that I think is so off?
Okay.
More than any other thing that we saw in week 1 of the NFL. And
I'm dying to know this.
It's the Chiefs' demise. I understand the Super Bowl looked pretty bad against your Philadelphia Eagles, right? It was bad. Then we had a big break, the offseason, and then they have to start the season in Brazil, and they lost to the Chargers, a Chargers team that was treating that like the Super Bowl, okay? I think that the Chiefs, for people who are, really overreacting, getting nervous, looking at the Xavier Worthy injury, looking at the offense, Rashee Rice's suspension, and thinking that Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes are not going to be able to adjust or adapt, I feel like you haven't been paying attention for the last decade. This was a unique game. I try not to put too much weight into any of the overseas games. I don't bet on any of the overseas games. I think all of them are weird and their own entity. I don't think you can take anything from that and apply it to this whole season.
But I get what you're saying. I mean, last year's overseas game in Brazil seemed to mean a lot. I mean, Saquon Barkley, it's the first time we saw him go off as an Eagles running back, and it led to a Super Bowl. Here's my question. Do you think the Chiefs win this division? Like, are you sure that it's going to be anything like last year where it was 15-1 going into Week 18 and they sat their starters?
I'm not sure, and it's about time that the rest of the division really tried to start to catch up with them. They were never going to enjoy this kind of unfettered, like, red carpet to winning the AFC West for years and years and years. It's been going on, like, for almost close to a decade. At some point, everyone's going to catch up. But do I think that means that they're not a viable Super Bowl contender? I've watched them go on the road. I've watched them win in Buffalo and in Baltimore in really tough places to play. And I guess I can look at the roster and say, yeah, they've got some injuries and they've got some issues, but this is so early in the year to think that this is it and they're going to wave the white flag because Xavier Worthy has a, dislocated shoulder? That doesn't compute to me.
Well, I mean, listen, of course they're a Super Bowl contender, but I don't think they're going to go in with the same kind of steam as they did last year. They look at their schedule. They're underdogs this week against Philly.
At home, which is
at
weird.
At home, the second time Mahomes has ever been a home underdog. Then a reprieve at the Giants. Then Baltimore in Week 4. They go to Buffalo in Week 9. So they're going to enter their bye with potentially 3 losses. So it's a different formula altogether. Yeah, do I want to see them in playoffs? Heck no.
No way.
But they are not. It's not going to be like previous years. And you see it on the field. Like Xavier Worthy, I guess, will be playing with some kind of harness. He is so important. You saw the drop-off last year. Kelsey has not been good. This is 2 games in a row that he has really been non-productive. And then Rashee Rice will be missing 6 games. Like, there's a lot of things wrong on this team. And the run game, it is not looking consistent. So I think they could easily enter this as a wild card. They're not getting that bye in the AFC, that's for sure. So it's going to be the big 3. It's going to be Baltimore, Buffalo, and Kansas City in the playoffs. I don't know. I just don't feel as secure about it as I did last year.
I'm the luckiest man in the world.
Let's hear from Travis Kelce explaining the Worthy injury and taking blame for colliding with his own teammate.
I'm supposed to be running my route at depth for Worthy, so it's frustrating for me. I was trying to kind of set up my guy to be able to get in a position and it all just happened pretty quick. And I just got to be better, man. I'm 13 years in the league. There's no excuse for me running into my own guys like that and being able to play fast and help him out. Worthy had his guy beat, and we're out the gate, and that game starts completely different.
Right. And, this might be the wake-up call for Travis Kelce, that, like, at this point in your career, you can't improvise maybe the way that you did in the past. You always look like that backyard football where he and Mahomes are, like, communicating telepathically. Well, that you might just have to run the routes now, right? You might have to be a lot more precise on what you're doing and executing Andy Reid's offense. And I would say ditto for Chris Jones on the defensive side. Chris Jones is younger, but even still, he improvised on that 3rd and 11 with Justin Herbert, and Herbert ends up seeing the lane, the hole, scampering for what was an 18-yard gain, and the game was over. So maybe it's a wake-up call for the Chiefs on both sides of the ball. Like, listen, it's got to be a lot more discipline. And if I'm going to trust that Andy Reid can go back to the drawing board with whether it's Kelce or whether it's Hollywood Brown or whether it's Isaiah Pacheco or whoever he has left, I'm going to just go by the decades of evidence that I have, along with a healthy Patrick Mahomes, that they're going to have maybe even something up their sleeve for Philadelphia.
Yeah. If you take away Kelsey's magical improvisation, you're hurting the offense in a major way. I mean, that's his superpower. But that being said, I agree with you. I don't think he has much left. I think we'll see him probably in the wild card game going for 110 yards. But until then, it's going to be like late career Gronk, where only when you need him. It's interesting. I think they're going to win this game. They're unbeatable in home openers. Andy Reid's had a couple extra days because of Friday, and you know how he is with extra time to game plan. I thought the Eagles were sputtering against Dallas. But if the Chiefs go 0-2, then I think your take about don't worry about the early season is going to really be put to the test. I mean, that is scary times in KC. 0-2 with Baltimore and Buffalo looming on your schedule. And, yeah, I mean, listen, the Dallas Cowboys in 93 started 0-2 because Emmett held out. It just does not look great. I love your thinking.
Yeah.
I totally agree. We totally overreact.
Ravens started 0-2 last year. Made it all the way to the divisional round. I mean, like they were, Mark Andrews catching a 2-point conversion away from tying the game up.
But they started their season. The Ravens lost. They lost week 1 to KC. I guess that's similar. But I see this Chiefs team having major, major issues. If Xavier Worthy is not Xavier Worthy, then how hard is it to defend this team? I mean, really, like, who are you focused on? Who scares you? Who scares you on that offense?
Yeah, but if they can get the run game going, which would be a little harder if Jalen Carter doesn't spit on somebody and is back in the lineup, which I assume he is going to be. It's like they found ways to get Isaiah Pacheco, who's now healthy. For some reason, they were not running the ball in Brazil. I don't know if that's a credit more to the Chargers defense.
They tried a bit.
Did they? I don't know if they
really
really
I feel like I saw a
committed
lot
to
of
that.
Pacheco in the first half.
So I was listening to I think it was the Locked On Kansas City podcast. I didn't realize this about the Kansas City Chiefs because it sounds a little like BS. But if they're saying this is true, then maybe I could believe it. That the Chiefs really did not know about the Rashee Rice suspension until it came down. Like they had no heads up, no prior heads up. And so they thought he was going to be suspended maybe later in the year.
Right. The hearing was September 30th, right?
Right. We all thought this was going to happen. So for that specific opening game, they were creating a lot of their offensive game plan about not only Rice, but also Xavier Worthy. So then they get the late word that Rice is out, and then Xavier Worthy gets hurt early in the game, and it just really kind of blew everything apart for them.
Yeah.
And you're trying to adjust on the fly with a Chargers team that is very good, and a coach in Jim Harbaugh that's really good. So I think it just didn't work. Against your Eagles, again, you're right. They had a little more time to prepare. At least they know what they have, to steal from Parcells. They can cook the meal now because they think they have an idea of what groceries they have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I love your energy, love your enthusiasm. I want to see if the Eagles win this game. I want to see if you can keep it up. Like, when will you panic?
Well,
what
if they lose to the Giants?
Okay, let's just paint this scenario. Somehow, I mean, the Eagles are favored, which I think is crazy because Mahomes as an underdog is incredibly effective.
Is this off the Super Bowl, though? I mean,
well, yeah, and I think that the Chiefs offense looked sputtered for basically 3 quarters. So if they lose this game, then they got Baltimore, who's just going to be a house on fire for that game. Then you're looking at possibly 1-3. I do think Baltimore should be able to beat them right now with no Rashee Rice. Like the firepower in Baltimore and Derrick Henry should win that game, even though it is in KC. And then they're not going to Buffalo and winning. They never win that regular season game.
And it never matters.
There's a lot of L's.
Because they always beat Buffalo in the playoffs.
There are a lot of L's on this schedule right now. They get, they have to go to Denver. The stretch is pretty easy, but I don't know. I feel like we could be looking at a wild card here, which, again, I'm not counting. I don't want to play them in the playoffs, but I think it's more likely. This is a team that almost went undefeated last year, and now we're talking about wild card. I do think it is a significant downgrade. I'm with you, though. I'm not totally panicking.
If you're asking me if this is a big game for the Chiefs, I'm going to say no. Again, you got smoked in the Super Bowl, but that happened. It's gone. It's over. If you lose again to Philadelphia, who may still have one of the best rosters in the NFL, I don't think that it causes me to panic if I'm Kansas City, because here's the other thing. It's kind of like when you get used to playing in these big games and especially Super Bowls. Tom Brady always was like, the game's so much longer than you think, halftime so much longer. Like, he just had all this institutional knowledge because he had played so deep in all these seasons. The Chiefs have that, I think.
Yeah, but they never lose this game. If they lose their home opener with all that energy at Arrowhead, that says something.
They lost to the Lions. Remember, that was a couple of years ago. They didn't have Travis Kelce. They didn't have Chris Jones. Lions went in there, beat them in the opener. They're
but that
right
was
back
a Thursday
where they
night.
started.
All right, fair point.
It's fine.
But, all right, we'll see.
Yeah. 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. It's going to take a lot more than this to make me panic about the Chiefs, is what I'm saying.
It feels like the AFC is clearly running through Buffalo.
I've seen a lot of people say that.
I mean, the odds say that.
Yeah, well, now because they pulled out they had to do a historic comeback against the Baltimore Ravens, and now all of a sudden they're this overwhelming favorite.
Yeah,
that's not how the game was going,
home
guys.
field. They're gifted home field because their division has the worst ownership groups on planet Earth. So I don't know, like how are they not going? You're going to go. You're telling me this team is not ready to win an AFC title game in Buffalo. It's got to happen eventually. So I think that everyone's looking at two things. They're looking at the Lamar Henry combination, and they're looking at Buffalo's 15-2 record and saying, okay, at some point this has got to break through. I think that's the general idea out there.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the hope if you're a Bills fan, no doubt. But here's the thing. Didn't everyone say this, or a lot? I think it was you who said it, Pearl, after the big comeback in the opener on Sunday night where the Bills win 41-40 and they erase a 15-point deficit with 4 minutes left to go. What's the one thing you said? You're like, man, if these two teams meet in the playoffs, Baltimore is going to be so revved up and ready to go. So
yeah, but then again, if it's cold, what's Lamar Jackson's kryptonite?
Well, maybe he learns from that.
I mean, the stats say he's much, much worse in cold weather, which is ridiculous.
He's got to get that scuba suit on or whatever Brady was wearing under there.
I just think, and also, too, like Derek, I mean, what's up with Derrick Henry fumbling the ball? Like, is he ever going to get over the hump?
No, but that's the thing. Like, that never happens. Like, so it was such a gift that they gave to Buffalo in that moment. No one was expecting Derrick Henry to fumble. You can't go into like a playoff game and think, aha, Derrick Henry will be the weak link. He had just been torching you for 3.5 quarters on the ground.
Yeah, but Derrick Henry's never been to
touchdowns in that game.
He's never been to a Super Bowl, and you wonder, like, will he be ready for the moment? I'm just saying, Buffalo is pretty strong. What is it? Plus 5-1 now, and Baltimore 6-1. I think most people nationally think it goes through Buffalo.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. How much is on this game? EJ, you look like you want to say something about this.
I mean, I think the Chiefs psychologically, if they find a way to get beat up again by the Eagles, the conversation about the Chiefs cooked, I think, is a real thing. I think they have to win this game. The Eagles, I don't think it means almost anything to them. They already slayed the dragon. They beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl and beat them up bad. I think for the Chiefs, where you already lost your star receiver to suspension, your other star receiver is hurt, and Travis Kelce's taking the blame for it, I think this is a really weird kind of wary moment for the Chiefs early in the season. Like, they're the kind of team that could always rebound, but their goal is Super Bowl. So to me, starting 0-2, very rare team that starts 0-2 looks Super Bowl worthy. And again, we think about this game, I'm still not off of the Chargers game. I thought they got dominated. I don't know what the score said, but that team, like, I've never seen a Chargers team look so in control of a game that they weren't supposed to win, considering we were so used to chargering. But that's how it felt. It felt like when the Chiefs were coming back, it was like the Chargers are still going to find a way to win this because the Chiefs really aren't. They didn't look the same.
Yeah, but I would
slow
say
starts have been a thing. That's
I
for
think
sure.
that Worthy injury in the first. I think their whole game plan was around Xavier Worthy.
Yeah.
Because then you saw Hollywood Brown get every target.
Yeah.
Those are all supposed to go to Worthy, who's a much better player. So I think that was part of it.
Sure.
But the most recent odds are Bills 5-1, Ravens 6-1, and the Chiefs are fifth in odds at 12-1, which is it's been falling.
Yeah.
It's just interesting. With who moved up ahead of them? The Packers are now like the darling. So yeah, I mean. Maggie, you should make that bet because you're haunted by these Chiefs.
Well, that's part of it. 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. I just think, maybe this is also my thing. I do not put a lot into these international games. Weird stuff happens at these games. And Pearl, if you're saying that Saquon Barkley started off with gangbusters and that's like the reason they won the Super Bowl, I don't know about that.
Well, they're going to be 2 games behind the lead in the AFC West if they lose this game. Some of it's logistics. Like, I'm not saying they're out of the playoffs, but there's a really good chance they lose the division this year. That's 2 games back, and they have the hardest schedule in the division, out of division schedule. I think, you could say the anomaly was the Broncos look like garbage in week 1. Maybe that fixes itself. And, I've battled you all offseason long. Maybe those Raiders are a little spicier than I thought.
9 plays of 20 yards or more for the Raiders. Looking a little
we all
explosive.
knew Geno was a gunslinger. Geno will just throw it all over the darn field. It's amazing. Can they win a lot of games? I don't know.
I also want to real quickly say this. I forgot who it was, but the Chiefs really lived on the edge last season. They were going to nail-biter games against the Panthers. And in the NFL, typically, you don't go perfect season on one-score games. That doesn't happen. That's basically what the Chiefs did. Every close game they won. To think they're going to do that again.
Yeah. The Broncos' missed field goal was a great example.
They should have lost that game. The Bengals game early in the season when the guy made the stupid pass interference. Like, they've been living on the edge.
I'll speak for Mag here. None of that matters come postseason with Patrick Mahomes.
Right. To me, the Chiefs season doesn't even start till the AFC Championship game. That's what it is. They're like the Patriots in that way. 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Okay. How big is this game for the Chiefs? To me, not really. Let's talk about tonight's game when we come back. It's Packers. It's the Commanders. This is a spicy one for Thursday. We'll tell you what our big question is for these quarterbacks next.
The Commanders.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. 1 minute remaining. $45 seconds remaining. $30 seconds remaining. $15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
This portion of the show is brought to you by Wesley Financial. Stuck in a timeshare and want out? Contact Wesley Financial Group now and get a free timeshare exit information kit at wesleyfinancialgroup.com. We're about to get the updates with Andrew Bogusch. Has there been any developments on the Survivor Pool scandal that is rocking the Maggie and Perloff show?
Well, Bogues, what do you have for us?
I do have an update.
You're the newsman around here.
Billy Jacquelone has agreed to join us for week 2 and make 2 correct picks to survive the week.
Yeah, Billiam.
Ran through all the other parameters for him specifically in this situation and in general for these Survivor pools. So we are good to go as long as apparently someone reminds Billy to make his picks.
Yes, and also, by the way, Billy was so nervous about it. He's like, I don't want to get it wrong. I'm dying to see his picks. Like, I will be following his picks more closely than me because he was really nervous about this, Maggie.
But why? There's no money at stake. There's no prizes. It's just for us. Like, who cares?
It's a big national radio show. I don't know. Billy's wants to show off his football knowledge here.
That matters in a Survivor pool.
Well, I think that is part of this because all I know is that Billy likes Nets basketball.
Billy is an NBA dude. That dude is a basketball dude. So if we're doing basketball picks, he'd dive head first into this.
He was sweating about Cam Thomas. He still is, I think.
And that'd be the one guy on earth.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm dying to see Billy's picks here. But because Maggie sort of included him, but he also said something about the fact I thought it was just like sort of a symbolic gesture to include me on the email. I didn't think she really wanted me. That was uttered in the newsroom.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But this is the invite. That was it. There was no second invite. There was no. Everyone got the same thing.
I love getting you worked up. None of that ever happened.
So bad. I'm the only person with a conscience around here.
Yeah. And you know what? You're right. There are no prizes. There are no penalties. I'm still stressed out about it. Like, pride is so important when it comes to these things. It's kind of everything.
We're
it's
sports
the whole
talk
game.
radio hosts. The pride went out the window long ago.
It's not even us. Like, every football fan just wants to be right about stuff, and it's so darn hard.
And Billy's in prime position now because if he beats all of us having to now do 2 picks in a week, he's going to be like, wow, you guys suck.
I'm doubly smart.
And it's a hard week.
I know. If he gets through and all of us don't, that's going to be embarrassing.
Last week, by the way, NFL put us out was the 3rd closest week of games in since the merger in 1971. Like, every game came down to the last second. There's more parity than ever. So if Billy goes 2-0, then watch out. The kid is a genius.
By the way, Kaplan says he wants in now. He wants back in because we're bending the rules for Billy.
No.
Kaplan picked the Saints in week 1. He's like, why can't I get back in?
Why did he pick the Saints?
Because he was trying to make a
point.
A point. He was trying to make us look like fools, so he made himself look like a fool, and now he wants in. No, you're out, bro.
I mean, it was a home game.
Are you defending that pick?
Well, I kind of thought they had him where they wanted.
Wouldn't have picked the Saints. In the
Drew Brees wouldn't have picked the Saints.
Fair. Bogues, you got headlines for us.
These headlines sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance, which protects small businesses with affordable coverage options. Get a quote today at progressivecommercial.com.
Calling all boobs.
We are not done with Adam Silver just yet. That highlight league comment we played last hour came from his press conference after a Board of Governors meeting here in Manhattan yesterday. At that meeting, those owners decided that long missed buzzer-beating heaves will only count against team stats, not players who have shied away recently from taking those desperation shots to protect their shooting percentages.
Is this like a scourge that's plaguing the league? I know it happens. I know it definitely happens. Guys don't want to do half-court heaves because it makes their field goal percentage go down.
Correct.
How often? Okay.
Very. Mike Breen, the reason that I played the Mike Breen drop was because Mike Breen, I don't know if he does it on the ESPN broadcast, but very commonly on the local Knicks broadcast, he'll point out whenever an NBA player shoots the half court or the full court heave after the buzzer, and it irritates him. It annoyed him. So I rejoice, Mike Breen. You got your wish.
Yeah. I've heard other announcers startled when a guy legitimately takes one of those shots, knowing it's not going to go in likely. Like, that's how significant the problem is, of people just dribbling out the last few seconds of the second quarter or whatever. Like,
okay, so this is a good change.
I mean, I guess my math brain doesn't like the fact that now when you add up player shot totals, they're not going to equal the team shot total. But that's my problem.
My problem is it speaks to incredible selfishness of these players.
There is that too.
Over the top. I mean, that's crazy.
Well, some of these shooting percentages, some of these have incentives tied into them, so that's why people don't want to take these shots.
Right, so their salary goes from $180 million to $177 million.
Right, hey,
it's
man,
not your money.
$3,500 would do me a lot right now.
What I don't understand is why don't they just make it a turnover? I don't like that you get there's almost a reward if you make it, but not if you miss. I just say, okay, if you don't take the shot, then you get it's almost like a turnover. You didn't even try to make a play for your team.
Well, wasn't there a thing like when
I thought they don't want to penalize them. That's the whole point.
Well, no,
right?
I'm saying I think the turnover is way less of a penalty than a field goal percentage. Like the idea that you could lose money off of a turnover is unlikely.
Well, now when the clock is running out, it's no longer a personal player turnover. It becomes a team turnover whenever it's obvious that the time is winding down, and you don't want to take a shot in bad sportsmanship. The shot clock might be a little bit more than the game clock.
Yeah,
at the end of the game only.
But it becomes a team turnover is what it is.
Because guys are playing hot potato with the ball.
Exactly, and the NBA didn't like that.
Right. I always wonder why some guys are so bad at that heave, it goes in the fourth row.
Jarrett Jack, baby. Jarrett Jack. Once a Nick, always a Nick.
Yeah. Sometimes those guys are so far off. I'm like, you're an NBA player. You're only 70 feet away. I could even hit the backboard.
It looks like Carlton from Fresh
And
Prince.
then you ever watch the game, you're like, oh, that one might go in. And then it hits the top of the backboard. You're like, oh, I guess not.
I love when the announcer really acts like it's going to go in. And it's not even close. It's like when the great John Sterling would be like, oh, there's a fly ball. It's right outside the shortstop, basically.
Yeah, right. It's a pop-up.
Yeah.
So maybe a little more significance from Silver yesterday. His comments on Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers and aspiration.
I've been around the league long enough in different permutations of allegations and accusations that I'm a big believer in due process and fairness, and you need to now let the investigation run its course.
The commissioner adding that the burden of proof is absolutely on the league here. He'd be reluctant to act if only an appearance of misbehavior had happened here. Now, there are a couple of new wrinkles to this story about Kawhi's possible no-show $28 million endorsement deal with the bankrupt aspiration. One report out of Canada says that Kawhi and his uncle Dennis, pitched no-show endorsement deals to the Raptors during this same negotiating window, and Toronto was like, absolutely not. And then Pablo Torre, who began all of this, he has a new instance today of aspiration needing money for a Kawhi payment, and then basically the exact amount showing up in their accounts from a Clippers co-owner. So Kawhi
it's $50 million, I think, was the original investment that the Clippers made into this company that was a scam. And then Pablo's now got that they somehow floated an extra $2 million when a payment was due to Kawhi magically.
There was a $1.75 million payment, whatever, due to Kawhi, and all of a sudden $1.99 million came in from a Clippers co-owner, and then 4 days later, Kawhi got his money.
Well, they said Uncle Dennis was calling. Someone said, why did Kawhi Leonard, when the company's going under, why did Kawhi Leonard continue to get paid? And they said the one person who was talking to Pablo Torre on the record said, well, because Uncle Dennis was calling.
Yes.
Collecting.
And the Clippers' best defense remains idiocy. Like this, like that.
They said they got scammed.
Well, but like from the outside perspective, I heard Mark Cuban say this, I think to Pablo, that if the Clippers were really in this, like into knowing exactly what was going on, then Steve Ballmer would have fixed it. He would have kept aspiration out of bankruptcy.
Yes.
So there was never documents that had anybody's name on it. So the fact that it got to this point leads Mark Cuban to believe that Ballmer didn't know what was going on. That's not the best defense I want if I'm in this situation.
I mean, evidence A. What do you call that?
Exhibit A.
Exhibit A. James Harden. You think he's going to lead you to a title? Idiocy is clearly been exhibited.
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, like I mean, Ballmer, this supposed genius, has built a kind of a bad team. I mean, they could get to the playoffs, but he thinks he's going to buy a title and he keeps making bad decisions. By the way, all this Kawhi stuff, I could defend them if Kawhi was 6 years younger. I can't defend all this for a 34-year-old Kawhi.
Sick arena, though.
What's that?
Sick arena, though.
Arena is cool.
They do have all the bathrooms. Like, that is the one thing. Like
the wall.
Toilets, urinals.
Yeah,
Hooray.
they have the all-time record.
160 toilets.
Yeah.
Urinals.
Yeah, no, I get that, but like Harden has not worked in Houston, Philadelphia, and now he's going to be a Clipper. Like
Brooklyn.
Yeah, Ballmer has no idea. Yeah. We see him on the sideline. The man's a wild man.
He's like the 7th richest guy in the world, though, and it's just funny to me that there's just seems like so much circumstantial evidence, which the NBA's own collective bargaining agreement says you only need the circumstantial. It's not criminal court. It doesn't have to be a jury of his peers. There's a lot of smoke here, and this is what I worry about for this. Like, is it just going to go away because Steve Ballmer's so rich and so powerful? Like,
go like wait,
what way?
What? Let me ask you the opposite. Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you expect them to do? Like, take the team away from him?
No. I'm talking about draft picks, right? Like, isn't that all they can do? Like, draft picks,
and
fines.
$7 million fine, apparently.
Which Steve Ballmer blows his nose with $7 million. Like, it's just, that is not a significant amount of money.
So you say go away. Like, yeah, it'll probably eventually go away with a fine and maybe a draft pick. But like, when it first started, there were people out there, I saw it on the internet, saying they should strip the team from him.
I don't know about that. That seems insane. But the idea is like he's coming out there and defending himself, Steve Ballmer. No clue, didn't know anything. I'm the one who got scammed, even though I'm known as like one of the greatest investors of my generation. I'm literally one of the richest people in the world. And he's like so adamantly defending himself. Do you also not get docked just for being a liar if it turns out he was lying? Like nothing's going to stick to him here.
But one thing, investor, he was just a middle manager at the right place in the right time.
No, I think that he gets credited at least this was in Pablo's reporting, that he is also thought of as this wonderkin investor. It's not just that he was in the right place at the right time.
He's like a Warren Buffett type? I thought he was just like third in Microsoft or something.
Apparently there's more to Steve Ballmer than meets the eye.
Gotcha.
Yes, CJ.
And I'm curious in terms of Kawhi, like, does this kind of like whatever legacy he has, and I don't mean that facetiously, just he's a very quiet guy. Like, does this in any way like win that legacy? I mean, this guy is a 2-time NBA champion and a 2-time Finals MVP. He's one of the greatest small forwards of all time. But this is bad. Like, I don't know.
If this was Kevin Durant,
oh my gosh,
the avalanche on him would be unbelievable.
Yeah, it would be unrelenting.
Kawhi just doesn't move the needle like that.
I don't need another
changes,
burner account to defend himself.
I don't think it changes his playing legacy at all. Like, he's still going to be considered a great player. Like, I don't think 30 years from now people are going to be like, look at that sort of weird scandal. I mean, like, he's still going to be a Hall of Famer.
I don't think so either. I'm just curious, just because this is like, I don't know. I don't think this is a great look that he's. I mean, now we're extending this to the Raptors, and then there were rumors and reporting that he asked his stuff, or his representative asked a lot of stuff with the Lakers during that free agency the first time that Jeannie Buss basically said kick rocks to.
Ownership, right, with the Lakers? You wanted a piece of the team?
Though they wanted a stake also in the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm like,
I did see that. Yeah, that's wild.
You know what? I actually think in terms of reputation, I hate to say this, guys, I think it'd be worse for Jalen Brunson.
I agree.
You know, I think Brunson, I think people just care a little bit more about him being having a certain stature, I guess, in New York City.
But I think there's also
from grace. I don't know.
I don't know that it would even kill Brunson. People are like, he took less money to bring more talent in New York, kind of a team first move in a sense.
But you're cheating by doing it because you're actually getting the money somewhere else.
He isn't.
You're not that altruistic. You're not that unselfish. You're actually putting your team in a tougher spot, because if you do get found out, the team will get in trouble.
Yeah.
But that was he designed this whole thing to help the team get more talent there. I think his heart was in the right place.
I think the non-reaction is the correct reaction. Like it's a bad look, it's embarrassing, but it shouldn't affect your legacy. No. Whoever mentioned Durant, like that's the thing, is like we would have the wrong ultra negative response if this involved other people.
Or LeBron.
Like LeBron,
Oh my
KD
God.
wouldn't this would be held against them for forever.
Yeah, but aren't those probably the only two players?
That's a good question. Is there anyone else who moves the needle
Steph,
like that?
nobody would care with Steph.
I don't think Steph is universally hated like the other two.
But I think people will be surprised because Steph presents such a upstanding good guy thing.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think it makes Kawhi look even like a bad guy. That bad. Like, I mean, he's worth the money. He should get it.
But it's just it becomes a funny, like another Uncle Dennis story. Like going to another level.
Right, but that's about Uncle Dennis. I don't know. Like Kawhi's always been used and abused by this guy, right?
And it's always been weird. It's always been awkward and unique. Like the fact that the Spurs couldn't figure this out, and like there's always something around Kawhi.
I think people hate LeBron and KD. It starts with basketball reasons. They couldn't win a title. LeBron had to join a super team. That's when he got the black hat.
Yeah.
And KD had to become a bus rider. Like those are not financial reasons. Those are basketball reasons. I think that's really the genesis of the animosity toward them.
Yeah, Kawhi did the opposite, right? He went to Toronto, put the team on his back, they won the title.
But, yeah.
I guess
but just similar to what Bogus is saying though, like those guys have those basketball reasons why people don't like them. But that would then be twisted to talk about this thing. You'd be like, oh, Michael
100%.
Jordan didn't have to tell, Jay Grindsdorf, give me some money under the table so I can re-sign Horace Grant. Like that.
This would be
that conversation is happening.
This would be a badge of honor for Michael Jordan. Be like, look what he's like did. What a killer.
Well, people say that about Tom Brady with all the whispers about Brady, in all those years.
I actually you could argue it's a positive if you take a little less money and then cheat to get it around. Like that's a team first move.
No,
I don't think Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, he didn't leave money.
Yeah, Kawhi didn't. He took the max.
I'm saying Jalen Brunson did leave money, so at least he's got a better argument than Kawhi, right? Like he took less than he had to.
Yes, definitely.
Cowboys corner Deron Bland may miss multiple weeks after hurting his foot in practice Monday. Alabama expects wideout Ryan Williams to play this weekend against Wisconsin after sitting out their last game with a concussion. No change last night in the AL West. The Astros got a 3-2 win in Toronto, maintaining their one game in the Mariners atop the division. Seattle outlasting St. Louis last night 4-2-13. And let me quickly remind us of how great the internet can still be sometimes, guys. Now, Boise State unveiled a new alternate helmet this week. They call it the Front Porch of Idaho. It has hand-painted images honoring Boise and the state. Now, one of the comments to their Twitter announcement about the helmet came from someone calling themselves, and I'll do a little editing here, Rack of Boobs 6'9", which I think is their birthday.
Want to bet?
Mr. Rack tagged Boise State AD Jeremiah Dickey in his comment, writing, quote, "Can't be the front porch of anything if you were afraid to play the flagship university of the state," referring to the long dormant Boise State-Idaho Vandals rivalry. And Rack of Boobs 6'9" got a response from said AD, who said the Broncos aren't afraid to play the Vandals, but both schools have their schedules locked in for the foreseeable future. But it is a heck of a vision where you see a picture of these beautiful helmets.
Yeah.
First comment, Rack of Boobs 6'9", and then immediate reaction comment from said AD.
From Mr. Dickey,
whose last name is Dickey.
Love it.
There's 0% chance that guy read the person's handle.
No chance.
His avatar is also Pam Anderson's Rack of. So it's. I mean, he's.
I was going to say it's either her or Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah.
Man of the people?
Boobs.
The AD responding to.
No, I just think
every Tom, Dick, and Harry on Twitter.
Not man of the internet. Not seeing what he was responding to.
I'm really concerned. Really concerned now.
About who?
The future of the football program?
No, concerned about Miami.
Huh?
Anybody that looks fine South Florida on their schedule, they're never the same afterwards. Boise's now responding to man of boobs. Florida has players spitting on guys, and Billy Napier is fighting for his life.
Now your Hurricanes play the USF Bulls.
Yeah, now USF's come into Hard Rock, and I'm like, I don't know.
It's like what, some kind of witch's curse?
I'm curious, right?
It's a weird hangover.
Like it's like the Wyatt, Bray Wyatt, the wrestler, and anybody who wrestled him, they were different characters basically afterwards. I feel like
Oh, you're just changed.
Miami's going to be changed in some way that I'm not going to like.
Carson Beck already likes boobs. We know this from the Snapchat.
Damn,
and I wish I didn't know that.
He might be rack of boobs.
It might have been him tweeting. Yeah. Like, if you don't want to play Idaho instead of South Florida, maybe they wouldn't come in with so much confidence.
Damn, these are cool helmets.
They are.
But I don't understand how it. I'm sorry.
Kind of blue marbly with a picture of the
like
state
where's the
capitol
front porch?
building.
I thought it'd be a picture of two people sitting on a front porch.
Oh, like the Cracker Barrel logo?
Yeah, so front porch is.
I don't think the name is literal.
I don't get it.
Boobs might be.
Honestly, that's so funny. I thought about Cracker Barrel. So is a front porch what they call the Capitol or something?
I can't. I don't know how to answer that.
That's what I assumed, that the Capitol is supposed to be the front porch.
Mm.
This is an important fact, Bogus. You should have this.
Focus on the rack of boobs. So.
69.
Like always. She's got the pineapples on the tatas. Whatever. Carol G is cool.
Dios la bendiga.
See.
All right, Bugs. Well, thank you for that very
My
important
pleasure.
news.
Journalism.
Couldn't have done it without you. Coming up, Thursday night football. Jayden Daniels, Jordan Love. Got a question for you about this quarterback matchup next.
You're in a 5-minute break.
Well, the match was set, the crowd poured in. Daly versus Rube, and we all smelled the wind. The band was tuned up, the mics were on, but old Peter Bellotti was nowhere to be found. We checked the lot twice. No car, no coffee, no bag of ice. Just an empty chair where he ought to be, while Daly served aces on live TV. Bellotti never clocked in, not then, not now. While Daly was winning and the crowd yelled, wow. The first set served to the last sweet swing. Bellotti missed the whole dang thing. Yeah, the lights were bright and the banjos played, but Bellotti took another workday holiday. Backhand sail, the crowd went wild. Daly high-fived every mom and child, but the victory song had a verse cut short, cause Bellotti still hadn't shown up to court. Maybe he's fishing, maybe he's asleep, maybe he's lost in the Costco meet, but one thing's sure, as the southern sun, Bellotti's work streak still stands at none. Bellotti never clocked in, not then, not now. While Daly was winning and the crowd yelled, wow. Baseline grind to the trophy. Oh, Uncle Sam's got his turkey day plans. Sipping bourbon from a can, yeah, that's his stance. He's got the Maggie and Perloff show on blast. Feeling thankful and tipsy, talking fast. Drunk Sam, he's the man, with a drink in his hand and a wild fan plan. Chatting up a storm about freedom and fuss, complaining about censorship and making a fuss. Daly's in the chat, shouting out loud, hey, let us speak free, don't censor the crowd. But Drunkle just laughs with a grin and a wink. He's got Maggie and Perloff and plenty to drink. Drunkle Sam, he's the man, with the pumpkin pie and a turkey day tan. Bourbon in his cup, he's our #1 fan. Raising a glass to the Maggie and Perloff clan. So here's to Drunkle, all merry and bold, with Thanksgiving cheer and chat uncontrolled. He's loud, he's proud, a fan through and through. Well, Drunkle Sam stumbled into work at 9, smelling like a whiskey, cheap boxed wine. Tried to flirt with Lisa from accounting again, but HR warned him, that's strike number 10. Oh Sam, you gotta read the room. You ain't Casanova, you're just full of booms. Where the hell is Peter Bellotti? Did he call in sick or win the damn lottery? Nobody's seen him since 2:15. Was it a long night or a rendezvous? Oh Bellotti, did you ghost us for good? Or are you just stuck in your neighborhood? Sam sent an email, slurred every word, called the boss baby man, that's a announcer tried to high five, but he missed by a mile. Knocked over the coffee, still flashing a smile. Then he said, I may get too familiar too soon. I am told
1 minute remaining.
showdown riding, yeah, that's getting old. Where the hell is Peter Bellight? Was he trapped in traffic or hiding in the lobby? Phones keep ringing, but he won't pick up. Left Maggie and Perloff to clean this up. Then he said, I may get too familiar too soon. I am told by showdown riding, yeah, that's getting old. Where the hell is Peter Bellight? Was he trapped in traffic or hiding in the lobby? Phones keep ringing, but he won't pick up. Left Maggie and Perloff to clean this up. Maybe he's in Vegas, maybe he's in Spain, or maybe
15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Thursday Night Football tonight. You got a good one at Lambeau. Washington Commanders coming in to face Jordan Love, Micah Parsons, and the Packers, Pearl. Got to be a lot of pressure on Jordan Love now, even more than before, because this Micah Parsons trade, even in somewhat limited action, you saw how ferocious the defense is. Now the offense really has to keep up their end of the bargain. They've had trouble finding the right receivers and who's going to be the guy and dealing with injuries, but they should have enough now to keep pace.
What is that?
Yeah, no, the Packers. Wait, sorry. What's your point exactly?
My point is that Jordan Love now has more pressure on him after the Micah Parsons trade. Good morning, sir.
Yeah. No, I'm looking up Jordan Love's stats because I know we're about to debate MVP odds. Jordan Love. I have Jordan Love as my fantasy quarterback, so I watch every snap in this game.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Green Bay does not really want Jordan Love to carry them to a title. They want to be a defense run team now. They have Micah Parsons, so I disagree with that premise that it's on Jordan Love. I think that their formula is going to be much more conservative. I don't think they want to sling it like Aaron Rodgers style all over the yard. With
Then
Jordan
why do they
Love.
draft Matthew Golden with a first-round pick when they've never drafted wide receivers ever in the first round?
Well, they needed some. It's a good question, but they obviously needed some speed on the outside. Like their receivers have been so erratic over the last couple of years, and that turned out to probably be a great choice. Didn't do much in week one. But you saw they really want to run Josh Jacobs a lot. They really want to dominate the game with defense. I do not think this is going to be a massive Jordan Love season. And I don't even think there's pressure on him. I don't think he has to be MVP Aaron Rodgers to take this team where it wants to go.
See, I thought a lot of the, yes, everyone wants to run the ball, especially when you have a team in Green Bay, Wisconsin. You have to have a good ground game. That just makes a lot of sense. And you're playing games in Chicago and the bad weather. But they also just got out to a 14-0 lead pretty fast last week. So, of course you're going to be running the ball.
I think they might get out to that lead a lot. I think they're really, really good. I just think that something about LaFleur is really skews conservative. And Jordan Love is really good. Don't get me wrong. He's talented enough to throw 40 touchdowns in a season. I just don't ever see him doing that. So 2 years ago, in 17 games, he had 32 touchdowns, his first real season as starter. Then last year, he got hurt. Remember, hurt his knee. Came down to 25 touchdowns, 11 picks. I just see him being a little how many touchdowns you need to be MVP as quarterback? You really need a lot. Where, for example, Jayden Daniels has a lane where he could be like Lamar Jackson, where he has a combo of the rushing and the passing. So that's why it's funny. I looked at the odds. They're both equal in MVP odds. Jayden Daniels is just a little bit ahead. But I'm not sure that Jordan Love profiles like a typical NFL MVP as of right now. Just the way they run that offense.
That's another question off of tonight's game. You're looking at these two young quarterbacks. So, Mahomes has won his MVPs. Lamar has. Now Josh Allen has. Still waiting on Joe Burrow to win an MVP, even though he's been to the Super Bowl. But I'm not sure if the Bengals are going to win enough games for him to even get in the conversation.
Yep.
Here come Jordan Love and Jayden Daniels, two young quarterbacks whose teams are going to win a lot of games, we think. Now, I've faded the Commanders a little bit, and I feel a little silly about that now. But you have.
They didn't look perfect in week 1. I wouldn't feel silly about that at all.
Well, but to your point, like you basically have to win like minimum 12 games to even be considered for an MVP.
Well, Adrian Peterson snuck into the wild card and won it with the Vikings, and that was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. They basically don't even give this award to running backs anymore.
I know.
What did we say? Matt Ryan, I think we looked this up. He got it with 11 wins when he won his MVP.
The Super Bowl year?
Yeah.
But they were great that year.
So, you kind of have to have a team, first of all, that's going to win a lot of games. It's got to be pretty gaudy of a record. And then on top of it, if Jordan Love is going to get all this help from his defense, like, I don't even think the MVP voters even really care or look at that, right? They just will look at all the chances, all the, all of the time of possession, all the things that help an offense when you have a great defense, and they could give him the MVP. Now, you're right, Jayden Daniels will have more of the combo yards in terms of rushing and also passing.
Which they gave Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson have won MVPs off that sort of combo. Lamar Jackson's not throwing for a ton of yards.
Yep.
And he won his MVPs. I think his first one, he threw for 3,200 yards and walked away with the MVP.
I know, but he's basically had to be almost historic in like his rushing ability.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is Jayden Daniels, if he really wanted to, could run like that. Not quite that fast, but he's a great runner. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see... It could be Josh. First of all, Josh Allen did not have a lot of touchdowns last year, and he won the MVP. I just think that, like, is Jordan Love, if you compare him to Aaron Rodgers, I do not see him statistically being the same thing. He hasn't been so far in his career. Aaron Rodgers pretty much revved it up to 100 almost immediately. I'm not saying he's not, and also he's not as good a quarterback. I'll say it. Like, is he Aaron Rodgers? Does he have to be? You said there's pressure on him.
I do think there is pressure.
I think the team is built to win with Jordan Love without him having to be this kind of gunslinger.
I don't know. I feel like he's always looking downfield. I think the problem has been that his receiver room either is not good enough or has not been healthy enough. They just gave Christian Watson some money too, right? So a little bit of a commitment there. But it looks like it's going to be Reed and Matthew Golden are going to be his main targets, and they're tight end.
Yeah, I watch tonight. We'll see. We'll see if they're conservative or not, because say Jayden Daniels does have a good game and they get in a shootout, I don't think LaFleur wants to go that way. I really think he wants to pound it on the ground. Then he wants Micah Parsons to unleash him, Quay Walker and Edgerrin Cooper. I think it's the defense. I think that is the story of maybe the whole NFL Week 1 was Green Bay's defense. I do not think it's about Jordan Love.
EJ, want to put the poll up? More likely to win an MVP, Jordan Love, Jayden Daniels. Let's go to the phones. Phil is in Pennsylvania. Phil, good morning. How you feeling about your Birds?
I'm feeling great about the Birds. They just need a little bit of time to recoup. But I just want to call and offer Perloff a chance to drive to Texas with me.
Oh, really? Wow. I get a chance to drive to Texas with you?
Well, considering I got a really large trunk, you can drive, sit in the trunk the entire way. Or if you need some fresh air, I'll just tie you to the roof rack. Because, a comfortable seat to Texas is people who actually pay their debt.
Wait, what do I owe you? Because I owe you tickets to a game? Is that?
You never did the jersey.
Wait, hold on, Phil. Can I just defend us for a second? We just never ran into Randall Cunningham. We just never saw him.
I know, but Wembanyama thing has been 2 to 3 years. I mean, I would not be shocked if the big friendly bet, he'd come up with something like a point spread or something like that to, try to get out of it. So
tight Ram shirt.
Doesn't exactly have the best track record.
Okay, so
by the way,
yes,
Phil. By the way, I never agreed to buy you those tickets. you tried to force that one in on me.
Nothing about tickets. It was about the jersey getting it signed, which I could say that was tough. That was still 2 years.
We feel bad about that.
Well, we never saw Randall Cunningham. I'm going to defend us here. We went to Vegas for the Super Bowl, but we didn't see Randall.
Yeah, we were looking for him.
I know. It's fine. I'm just jacking with you guys. I just love to play around with you guys.
What do you drive, Phil? Like, let's talk about this trip we're about to take. What kind of car?
It's actually, I think it's going to be like a small SUV.
Okay.
All right. Wait, Perloff might be back in.
Small SUV. I could do that.
The Wembanyama thing is still on the table, guys. It was just that there were some health concerns with Greg Popovich, and we couldn't do it for a while, but it's back on the table. It's happening.
I want to see Perloff in the smart car.
You're in a 5-minute break. 4 minutes, 30 seconds remaining.
Sun ain't up, but the screen sure is. Christian Field starts his day like this. Maggie and Perloff live on YouTube. He swears that many sending in clues. Christian Fields, the king of the stream, thinks every video shout out is part of his dream. In the show today, his story's kind of gritty. His friend just whipped cancer's tail, dessert cheers in Philly. He asked old Perloff kindly for Eagles tickets, please. But Andy's not the giving type, keeps tickets with ease. But where's Peter Bellotti? Is he here or is he not? While Perloff's guarding tickets like they're gold in a pot. No Eagles tickets flying out, just Peter gone astray. Missing work like it's his job day after day. Come on, Perloff, be a pal. My buddy's strong and bold. Phil pleaded for compassion, his request left cold. And he holds the line like he's got no heart to spare. While Pete's chair gathers dust, proof he's rarely there. Come on, Perloff, be a pal. My buddy's strong and bold. Phil pleaded for compassion, his request left cold. And he holds the line like he's got no heart to spare. While Pete's chair gathers dust, proof he's rarely there. Where's Peter Bellotti? Not on time or on the air. While Andy's playing gatekeeper with hardly a care. In the booth, it's just chaos. Pete's absence is the norm. He's missing more than ever. Proof he's avoiding every storm. Hey, Perloff, can't you find a heart just this once? Hand him out. Or are you too busy checking if Pete's about? A missing host, type this on tickets meant for cheer. It's another day at the office with Pete nowhere near. Here's to Phil's undying hope for tickets and good health. To Peter's empty workstation, not the best for show's wealth. Hold on, Phil, keep those spirits up. Though tickets slipped away, maybe Peter will show one day. But hey, who's to say?
.30 seconds remaining. .15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Got a big game tonight in Lambeau. Jayden Daniels and the Commanders coming in to face Jordan Love, Micah Parsons, and the Packers. We're excited about that. Asking you today, who's more likely to win an MVP, Jordan Love or Jayden Daniels? We also got an update on Brock Purdy, Pearl. Not good. 49ers quarterback dealing with turf toe. Could be out several weeks.
And the shoulder?
The shoulder's on the non-throwing shoulder.
Okay.
So I don't think you're that concerned.
He does run a lot, though, so you can hit that shoulder. None of it's good.
No, none of it's good. But we put all of that news to the side to get to Maggie and Perloff's King of the Mountain.
Who is the King of the Mountain? Maggie and Perloff search for the greatest NFL team of all time.
Pearl, this is a project that's going to be going all season long. We started it last week.
Yep.
Where the 1972 undefeated Miami Dolphins took out the 1998 Minnesota Vikings. And now the Miami Dolphins are the undisputed King of the Mountain for now.
Yeah.
But man, what a doozy do they have this week when we put them up against another unbelievable team.
Yeah, I mean, you know how I skew to the historical old teams. I don't want to see either of these teams go out this week, Maggie.
Okay, so the 1972 Dolphins are currently the King of the Mountain as we are trying to figure out throughout the season who is the greatest NFL team of all time. So we're putting these teams head-to-head every week. We're going to put out a poll on X at Maggie and Pearl, and you can vote. You ultimately decide. Perloff and I can make the case for whatever team, but ultimately you decide who should be the King of the Mountain. Now, we'd love to say we planned it this way, and maybe at some point we will take credit for this, even though we don't deserve it. The fact that the 1972 Dolphins were the first matchup of this exercise means they have a chance to run the table potentially again.
Well produced, EJ.
I know. I'd love to give EJ credit for that, but we were using a randomizer.
Yeah, sorry. Randomizer gets all the credit.
Meanwhile, so here we are. Are you setting this up or am I?
So I can set it up as well.
Go ahead.
That's totally fine. So again, you remember last week, the 1972 Dolphins enter the fray as the current King of the Mountain.
As the triumphant Miami Dolphins returned from Super Bowl VII, a throng of thousands gave a winner's welcome to the team, Coach Don Shula, and owner Joe Robbie.
This is the Vince Lombardi Trophy for the winner of the Super Bowl.
Only 7 years since Joe Robbie was granted a franchise in the old AFL, Miami not only won the Super Bowl, but had gone an entire season undefeated. A feat no other NFL team in history has accomplished. It is unlikely ever to happen again.
Man, that is a pack-a-day voice right there.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Legendary. And now they have a new challenger, the so-called King of the 70s, the 1978 Pittsburgh Steelers.
The Dallas Cowboys played their hearts out, but they were a single team against an entire nation. The mighty Pittsburgh Steelers. In the last 5 years, they have won an unprecedented 3 Super Bowl titles. Pass the word, pro football. The king is back.
I find that analogy confusing because it's America's team, but they were going up against a nation, presumably Steeler Nation.
Yeah, the video shows the terrible towels going crazy at the Orange Bowl.
All right. I just want to make sure John Facenda's writers knew what they were doing here.
Don't worry about the voiceover. So today's King of the Mountain matchup, the 1972 Miami Dolphins, the still only team to be undefeated in the Super Bowl era, against the 1978 Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
Pearl, who do you think should win?
Sorry, Miami. No champagne this year to the surviving members of the 72 Dolphins. You're getting your first L. It's early. We're in week 2, but I'm overreacting. I'm ready to declare the 78 Steelers a contender to win this whole thing and you cannot talk me out of this team, Maggie. They had, listen, how many Hall of Famers? 10 Hall of Famers. And not only that, these guys were there for a long time. So it wasn't like this one anomaly, like they were Daniel Snyder's Washington team. They didn't sign free agents. These guys were all part of the Steelers' legacy, and at every level on both sides of the ball, they were immaculate. They were an incredible team. I think they would have beaten anybody. This was pre-salary cap, so they would kill the salary cap teams. You can't keep 10 Hall of Famers.
Yeah, 12 Hall of Famers, 10 players. But also Chuck Noll and Rooney, Art Rooney.
Obviously, Terry Bradshaw are one of the best quarterbacks. Franco Harris, one of the best running backs. Lynn Swann and John Stallworth, a wide receiver. And then the monsters on defense, including Mel Blount, arguably the greatest defensive back of all time. I don't know what the downside of this team is. Like, what is the flaw? Maybe there were better coaches than Chuck Noll out there. Maybe there are holes on the offensive line. But honestly, all those Hall of Famers would carry you over any team.
Okay, the reason why you have to go with the 1972 Dolphins over the 1978 Pittsburgh Steelers is what you just said, Pearl. This was a team that was together for a long time, right? This was a Steeler team that, obviously they won the 4 Super Bowls in 6 years. The 72 Dolphins beat the Pittsburgh Steelers on the way to the Super Bowl and that undefeated season in 72, and they had to go to Pittsburgh to do it because of this weird situation with how they seeded the playoffs at that time, and you would think an undefeated team would have home field advantage throughout, but it wasn't like that. So the fact of the matter is that 72 Dolphins team, who also had tons of Hall of Famers, 8 of them, including 6 players, not to mention coach and owner then, you have to go to Pittsburgh and beat a lot of these same guys, almost all of them.
Yeah,
so
but
to me, you got to give it to the 72 Dolphins still.
That was so early in the Steelers' sort of genesis. They had never been a winning team until that Immaculate Reception year. That was they were bad for a long time.
But that was 72 was the Immaculate Reception.
Right. But they were just learning. Terry Bradshaw was 24. Like, they were just learning to be the Steelers. That was not the Steelers dynasty team. They had to mature, I think. They were on the up and come. Now, I don't think that 72 Dolphins team could have beaten the 78 Steelers. I think they could have beaten the 72 Steelers, but then Pittsburgh got so much better.
Well, that's because there were rule changes that happened before the 1978 season that basically were intended to kind of hamstring the 78 Steelers by not allowing you to block, like Mel Blount, not being able, you had to give the receiver 5 yards before you could touch them. But it ended up helping the 78 Steelers because they opened up this passing attack and then became this high flying offense, which they weren't in the first 2 Super Bowls that they won with Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah. Bradshaw led the league in touchdowns that year. I mean, just talent-wise.
It's the same. I feel like it's 72 Dolphins still have to have it over 78 Steelers because it wasn't like it was so much after, the 72 Dolphins that the Steelers started winning. They won their first one in 74. It was 2 years later. It was a lot of the same team.
Yeah, but nobody expected them to be anything in 72. Like that Immaculate Reception was the turning point in the entire franchise. Like that was the origin story, if we were doing superhero movie, of the Pittsburgh Steelers. They were not going to come out of nowhere and beat the Dolphins that year. But you could tell that something was happening.
But Mean Joe Green, Terry Bradshaw, Franco Harris, they were all on the 72 team.
They were babies.
Anyway, also undefeated. I mean,
I don't know if they could have, what's their strategy against that Steelers team? Because you have Jack Lambert out there hitting people, Jack Ham. I think the Steelers would have been sort of well-placed to stop that Miami running game. And then who do you cover in Pittsburgh? Do you focus on, it's a big game, so that means Lynn Swann is showing up. Do you try and stop Stallworth? Do you try and stop Franco Harris? There's just so much going on with that Pittsburgh team. I do not see how Miami could do it.
So 1972 Dolphins versus 1978 Steelers. We're trying to find the greatest NFL team of all time. This is the king of the mountain. Can I also give another thing that's in the Miami Dolphins' favor? The fact of the matter is Terry Bradshaw was the MVP in 1978, right? This was a more wide-open passing attack, and he was a huge part of it. Meanwhile, 72 Dolphins basically won 11 straight games with a backup quarterback in Earl Morrall. You can tell that's a much better overall team if you can hold the fort with a backup quarterback. Your Philadelphia Eagles with Nick Foles, Giants with Jeff Hostetler. This shows you that this is a much better and greater team that you can afford to lose a Hall of Fame quarterback and you still go undefeated.
Well, by the way,
pretty amazing.
Undefeated by the skin of their nose.
Well, who cares?
It reminds me a little bit of the undefeated Patriots. They barely won. Each playoff game was a one-score game. And, obviously against Washington, that Super Bowl was so tight, easily could have gone either way. That was not, ironically, a dominant Miami team come postseason, that was like, I survived.
Well, they had to go to Pittsburgh and win, which
Yeah.
is a challenge, and they did it. And then in the Super Bowl, they were ahead by 2 scores, and if it wasn't for Yepremian, getting a kick blocked and then picking up and scooping up the ball and weirdly throwing it away, which I think Larry Zonka might have killed Garo Yepremian if he could have. That was like a blunder, That was like a fluke.
By the way, you could
They
argue
still won.
the Steelers-Cowboys game that year could have gone either way. But here's one thing, and in this debate, let's not kid ourselves. The Steelers are not just about 1978. This is about an entire decade. This is a team that has been through so much, 4 Super Bowls, and not only that, does anyone not love that team? How do you not love that team? The 72 Dolphins have their own thing going, and they're in a separate category. But I think even if you didn't even see them and you weren't born for another 30 years, about the 70s Steelers.
Yeah, but I could say the same thing about the Dolphins, who won back-to-back Super Bowls. They won
Nobody knows
72.
who Jim
They won.
Kickin is. There's not
Okay, they lost the Super Bowl to the Cowboys in 71. Then they win the Super Bowl in 72, go undefeated. Then they won again in 73.
Those are not high-profile Super Bowls. The Super Bowl took off when the Pittsburgh Steelers started to dominate. I don't even know. I have no memories of the highlights of that Dallas-Miami one. Wasn't that? It was outdoors somewhere. The halftime show was basically a high school band. That was early Super Bowl.
It was only a couple years later.
Then the Steelers came and just started to make it a much, much bigger thing. I think peaking in 1979 when the Steelers beat the Rams. It was the biggest Super Bowl up until that point. That's all because of the Steelers and how popular they were.
All right, this is the Maggie and Perloff King of the Mountain. It's not supposed to be about multiple years. Perloff's trying to make it about multiple years. It's not. It's supposed to be about each season. Who was the greatest team, individual team of all time? Not who was the greatest dynasty, not who was the greatest era. Who's the greatest team of all time? And today it's the 1972 undefeated Dolphins against the 1978 Pittsburgh Steelers.
And who is cooler, too, because those helmets, iconic. It was when you think of that Pittsburgh Steelers team, you see sparks flying in a steel plant and just hard hats and Pittsburgh and all those great things and the 70s. That's the 70s, not the Miami Dolphins. And, I don't even know. What's the image of the 72 Dolphins? So,
can I give you Don Shula? Can I give you Mercury Morris? Can I give you Larry Zonka? Can I give you Jim Kick? Can I give you Manny Fernandez? All these guys.
I just basically described the opening scene of Flashdance. By the way, you guys don't even know that movie, do you?
Yeah,
no idea what you're talking about.
Flashdance? It's an iconic movie. Jennifer Beal, she's a dancer in Pittsburgh.
Flashdance.
It's
you guys never heard of Flashdance?
Absolutely not.
I've heard of Titanic.
You've heard
right?
of the song "What a Feeling"? Isn't that the
What
song?
What a feeling.
Oh yeah, I know that song.
Yeah,
and by the way,
that
the
song.
dance scene from that movie has been parodied 1,000 times. You've probably seen it. She's basically dancing and she pours a bucket of water on herself.
She's wearing a half sweatshirt.
That's the original?
Yeah, that's the original.
Oh.
Good morning, guys.
Big fan of those types of videos.
I'm sure you are. 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. 1972 Dolphins versus the 1978 Steelers. These are the type of up-to-date sports debates that you will find right here at the Maggie and Perloff Show. Let's talk about teams from 30, 40 years ago. 50.
There
Sorry.
you go. Here we go.
Hello. You can go
30.
vote at Maggie and Pearl. 72 Dolphins versus 78 Steelers. Who deserves to move on and be the king of the mountain? Do we forget anything there, EJ?
I just think the Steelers with the 10 Hall of Famers, this team might have the best case to beat the Dolphins.
But it's not like the Dolphins didn't have a lot. Is it 10 versus 8?
Yeah, it was 6 players because the Steelers actually had 12 total if you count the owner and the coach. Right. The Dolphins have 8 if you count the coach and the general manager. Why the general manager of the 78 Steelers is not in the Hall of Fame, I have no idea. It's really weird. He's in the Pittsburgh Steelers Hall of Fame. But this may be the team that has the most raw talent. Like if you're saying combined raw talent and Super Bowl win, this is probably the team. So I'm like the Dolphins, and maybe it's good you get them week 2 because I'm like if you can get past this week, like I wonder who else sees them. Like, is it going to be a 90s Cowboys team? Maybe? Is it the undefeated Patriots? Like, who knocks them off the perch?
80s Niners.
Oh, yeah, 80s Niners is going to be a big one, too.
They're going to be really tough. And 85 Bears are looming out there, assuming they make our list of top 25.
I think they will.
Yeah, by the way, so the GM, did the Rooneys, were they Jerry Jones-ish?
I mean, maybe that's why.
I think that's why. I think the Rooneys kind of ran the team. back then. But the most Hall of Famers ever was actually the 61 Packers had like 1 million of them. So back then, it was pre-salary cap. You could have a dozen Hall of Famers. It wasn't that crazy. But the Steelers had names, too. They had them all at skill positions. They weren't a bunch of, like your Miami Dolphins. You had a no-name defense on the team that you're voting for.
That was just a cute name.
But they literally had no, like, how many Hall of Famers were on that list? I mean, I know Nick Bonacani, but I don't know how many, like, great all-time players. It really was not that great a team, even though they were undefeated. I'm sorry.
Well, they were also number 1 in scoring that year and number 1 in offense and number 1 in defense. Number 1 in scoring and number 1 in points allowed.
So how come they didn't have any names then, Maggie? Answer that.
Full team. Complete full team. That's what it is. 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Got a little historical debate for you. 72 Dolphins versus 78 Steelers. Yeah. If you're into something a little more modern day, can I interest you in tonight's game? Jayden Daniels and the Commanders going to Lambeau to take on Jordan Love and the Packers. We're asking you, who is more likely to win an MVP, Jordan Love or Jayden Daniels? So.
It's close. The odds are almost identical in Vegas. They're third
crazy?
and fourth behind Allen and behind Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. I think Jayden Daniels entered the season way ahead of Jordan Love, but week 1, you mentioned earlier, if they go 13-4 and he's the quarterback, it's going to be good. By the way, not a lot of surefire Hall of Famers in this game. We got Micah Parsons, not surefire.
Yeah.
I'm ready to put Matthew Golden there, even though I think he has 1 catch in the NFL.
Well, the older guys are actually on the Commanders, right? So they have a little bit of an older roster.
Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, Bobby Wagner's in, and I'm trying to think, do you think Deebo Samuel's a case?
Oh, that's I don't think so. That's next week's great debate.
Probably not. I mean, he probably falls a little bit short, but
they win a ring this year? By the way, what a play by Deebo last week.
Yeah, he looked good in week 1.
And that one play, I don't know if he's going to be able to sustain it. Matt
LaFleur's winning percentage is so good right now, but he has to. Coaches getting into the Hall of Fame is so hard. You have to win multiple Super Bowls. It seems like
Mike Holmgren's not in.
I know, which is a crime.
That Matt LaFleur's going to get it.
Yeah, I know. Mike Shanahan's not in either. It's silly.
Oh my God, that has to be corrected. Do we have any other Hall of Famers on this? Zach Ertz? No,
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. Next week's great debate is Deebo Samuel Hall of Famer.
Mark your calendars. 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. So Maggie Perloff, King of the Mountain, is live for you. 72 Dolphins or the 78 Pittsburgh Steelers, and also who's more likely to win an MVP, Jordan Love or Jayden Daniels. Coming up next, a question for one of our favorite college football coaches. It's next.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. 2 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. $45 seconds remaining. $30 seconds remaining. $15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
This portion of the show is sponsored by the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid. Learn how it's so much more than just another SUV at HyundaiUSA.com. All right, Maggie, it's Thursday. Not exactly a huge college football weekend coming up, but I think there are enough matchups to sort of pique our interest here.
Totally. I'm really into this Notre Dame-Texas A&M game. You and I don't see this the same. You know, Notre Dame got the week off after they lost to Miami in the opener. They didn't look bad, but they lost to Miami on the road. Now they get a week off. Now they have Texas A&M coming in. Marcus Freeman 3-0 against SEC teams since he took over as the head coach of Notre Dame. But where you and I don't agree is I think this is a must-win game for Notre Dame. And I know the committee will bend over backwards to get Notre Dame probably into a field of 12 or 16 or whatever. But they don't have a lot of great teams left on their schedule. There's not a lot of moments for like a statement win.
Yeah.
Unless USC ends up being better than we think. They're ranked now. But I don't know, like if they have 2 losses out of the gate, that's going to be hard to come back from, no?
Well, this is really going to put the committee to the test. Are they going to actually care about strength of schedule? Because last year, I mean, Notre Dame lost to Northern Illinois, and what was the win that convinced the committee that they were a great team? Nothing.
Well, Texas A&M, maybe in the opener.
Yeah, right.
On the road.
But after the loss, they didn't show anything. And A&M wasn't great last year. So I don't know. I feel like a 2-loss Notre Dame, are they really going to keep them out? I'd love to see it. Now, your logic's spot on. Like, there's no impressive win coming. But they didn't really do it last year. And here they are, you know. They beat up on the service academies. I think a 2-loss Notre Dame still gets in. And by the way, we might see it. Like A&M could be really good. They have this receiver I've been watching on ESPN. Casey Concepcion is like the truth. I would not be shocked if Texas A&M won this game, but I would love to see it because I think the committee is a bunch of wimps and they will always take the bigger brand.
Probably. I mean, they always want to reiterate it's a television product, and obviously Notre Dame is a big selling point. I think that's a big game for Clemson, too. And, they're a small favorite on the road against Georgia Tech. I know Georgia Tech has injuries, and including their quarterback who's banged up, but it has just not looked how we thought it was going to look with Cade Klubnik. They're 1-1 right now. This is a big deal. And then you got 2 ranked teams in Georgia and Tennessee, number 6 versus number 15. That's in Knoxville. And so far, I don't think people have been super impressed with Georgia. It took them a while to put away Austin Peay.
Who are we impressed with?
Oh, that's a good question.
I mean, because basically last week, everyone played a cupcake. So it's hard to tell. Like, Penn State, have we really seen?
No,
like,
I'm
we don't know
impressed
anything
with
about
USF,
them.
who goes to play EJ's Miami Hurricanes. And EJ's worried that USF is going to put some kind of spell on his team.
I mean, move over Alabama and Georgia. Here comes South Florida.
But South Florida has done the most impressive thing any team can do in the first 2 weeks. I mean, took out Boise, even though that was at home. And then last week,
I think Ohio
beating
State.
Florida.
I think you could say Ohio State was impressive. They completely shut down Texas in I know Arch played bad, but every aspect of the game. That was crazy.
I don't know. I mean, what was the final score of that game? 14-7?
Yeah, I mean,
it's not exactly style points. I mean,
yeah, but the style and defense, like what? All of a sudden, out of nowhere, they have a bunch of 19-year-olds who look like the third-year NFL players. That was crazy to me.
Florida LSU is going to be a good game also. Like, what does Florida, how do they rebound, respond after losing to the aforementioned USF Bulls, and they go to LSU, which I think a lot of people believe are a national title. They're third in the country, but could win it all.
Is it going to be a good game? Well, what Florida are we going to see?
That's why I got to tune in. LSU's 7.5 point favorite in that game.
By the way, Penn State plays Villanova this weekend.
Yeah,
so you're learning
Penn
nothing
State's
about them still.
ridiculous. Penn State. Yeah, I don't know how this happened. When's the Ohio State game? Like, they have
not till later.
Yeah, like November. Because I was listening to a draft podcast about Drew Aller. Is he going to be the number 1 pick? How do we have any idea? Like, when are we going to understand, like, who drew it? That's the other thing. If you look at who's the Heisman and who's the number 1 quarterback, that's all quite murky at this point, right? I mean,
I put my bet on John Mateer. I know now he's the favorite, but I did that after Oklahoma beat Michigan. I got it plus 1,200.
I was jumping on Mateer in the offseason because I was a YouTube highlight. He hasn't even we haven't seen all the crazy runs yet. We've seen a little bit, but Michigan was good. But that I give Mateer a lot of credit for because that's a good defense that he played really well against.
No doubt. I think this is a good college football weekend. It's better than last week. 888-710-4ISN. Quickly, our King of the Mountain is live. We are trying to find the greatest NFL team of all time. Right now, the 1972 Dolphins, the undefeated Dolphins, are the King of the Mountain. The challenger this week is the 1978 Pittsburgh Steelers. Brad is in Oregon. What's up, Brad?
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Maggie, I got to agree with you. You know, when you're the only team in the NFL history that's done something, going undefeated, nobody did it before, nobody's done it since, I think that makes them the king of the mountain. And the thing about it, too, is just how important it was to the players back then. Because they get together every year, they have their gathering, their champagne, after the most undefeated team this season gets beat. So it was really impressive to them to keep it going and celebrating, and I think they're the king of the mountain.
We'll see if they can run the table, Brad, again, because thank you for the phone call. They were king of the mountain from week 1, and we'll see. Can I just tell you some of the other crazy things when you go back over these old games?
Yeah.
Something that still is just shocking to me. And I know, like, health trends have changed. People used to think smoking was good for you or whatever, like back in the day. We obviously have a lot of new information. Just no water. Just no water available on the practice field whatsoever.
Oh, yeah.
And I think about it now where I have a 6-year-old and, like, all kids these days, or at least where I'm living, I guess, must have a water bottle basically attached to their hip at all times. And I'm looking at Larry Zonka saying that they're out there in the Miami heat where it's 100 degrees, 100% humidity, 0 water on the practice field.
Yeah. Tell your son to man up.
It's not him, it's me.
Yeah. You ever see Junction Boys, the movie about Bear Bryant and the no water thing? Yeah. It was then, based on current commercials, what happened down in the swamp.
Yeah.
Some
Gatorade.
doctor came up with Gatorade.
I know,
Water is
electrolytes.
for cowards.
But
Water makes you weak.
Were people cramping as much as they do now?
You need a water break.
Of course they were.
Yeah, obviously, right?
Yeah. They just didn't talk about it.
Yeah, by the way.
Move the drill.
I read a lot about hydration. It feels like it's the buzzword in fitness these days. Like, how do you keep properly hydrated? It's like the key to everything.
Yeah.
Anybody got any tips?
No.
Water. You open your mouth and you drink water.
I think water is like, that's out. Like that, it doesn't help you hydrate at all.
Put some liquid IV.
Water is out.
Yeah.
It's 70% of your body, but it's out.
You gotta have if you drink too much water, first of all, you're getting a little risky because you don't want to. What's it called? Hypoplastomia. Yeah, like a lot of
stomach cramps.
It's dangerous. If you drink too much water, like a lot of marathon runners get in big trouble.
You familiar with liquid IV? Has some electrolytes, a powdered thing that you can put into your water.
Pearl,
give
you're
it
a big pickle
flavor.
juice guy.
Pickle juice.
Yeah, man.
There's the Gatorade electrolyte drink, which is pretty delicious.
I drink tons of water. I drink a gallon of. I try to drink almost a gallon of water every day. Hydration, man, makes your skin look good.
You know those.
Just don't read anything about those sleep studies because that's not good for shows like ours where we get no sleep.
You know that, right? You know those random sports stories you always just think about randomly when no one else is? I still think about Tom Herman having the urine color thing over the bathroom in Texas. When it was like the bad teammate, if your urine is kind of dark because, it's you're not getting hydrated, and good teammate, urine
yellow,
very clear. I think about that. I think about that picture probably once every 2 weeks.
Huh.
It's just such a when I think about hydration, I think about drinking water now. I always think, oh wow, I'm being a bad teammate or bad to myself. if I go to the bathroom and it's looking a little dark.
Huh.
But you guys know, by the way, about you. I'm not the only one here who knows about long distance runners and drinking too much water. You could kill you.
I haven't done the research on that.
It's called hyponatremia, where the kidneys cannot get rid of the excess water. It happens way, way too often. It's really scary. So they warn you, like, make sure you get some salt to balance that water, and don't just chug like 6 bottles of water right before you go for a run because your body can't handle it.
Thank goodness I don't run.
I've only heard about that with like silly like radio competitions, like drink all of this water in 4 minutes, and people have gotten sick because of that. That's why you need lawyers and EMTs now.
Overhydration is pretty ugly. That's a thing.
Right, that's what I'm talking about, like water intoxication. Like it's a real dangerous thing for it happens in marathons all the time. People are like, you need salt.
Speaking of need to drink a lot of water, Bogues, I'm looking at your T-shirt today. It's if you're watching on the live stream, youtube.com/Infinity Sportsnet, twitch.tv/Infinity Sports Network. It's a pizza place called Trippin' Bills.
It's actually a Dave Matthews Band T-shirt about a song called Tripping Billies, but designed to look like a pizza shirt.
Kind of like how Maggie tried to trick Billy, right?
Basically, yeah.
No. It reminded me of something else. I didn't know it was a Dave Matthews shirt because I'm not that cool. But
correct.
I don't know if this exists in other places in the country, but it looks like where I live now in New Jersey, they're combining a pizza restaurant with a marijuana dispensary.
That tracks.
Interesting.
And I was like, that's genius.
Are you going to indulge, Maggie? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying that's a great freaking idea, And I don't know if you actually can smoke the marijuana at the dispensary. I feel like that's probably illegal or something. I think there's a lot of rules around dispensaries. I've never been in one, so I don't know.
Oh, right.
But the idea...
My friend told me that one.
The idea that... everyone should be doing this. Marijuana dispensary with an ice cream store on the side.
Right. You go to the weed
everything.
store first, and then the back is the munchie part.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like there's a Cheetos convention back there and lots of water, which always reminds me of the movie Half Baked.
They do be selling water and drinks and snacks at some of these dispensaries. I've heard.
Yeah, you got to go full in though. Like I want cool looking Instagrammable ice cream sundaes. Like let's go all out.
I have more weed dispensaries in my neighborhood than apartments.
But are any of them a pizzeria?
No, but
and also
they all have racks of Doritos. There's literally like probably 15 within a mile radius.
Hey man,
of my house.
THC and MSG, they really combine really well.
They all have the same rack of Doritos and Funyuns.
Delicious.
There was a rumor when I was at Fordham that one of the pizza places, if you called and ordered extra oregano, there'd be a little bag of weed in your pizza box too.
That was the secret wink, wink, nod, nod.
Like when you go to the park and buy a dime bag and it's 98% oregano.
Back in the day. There is another restaurant in New York City. I know it because you have to make a reservation. I have not been there, but they put marijuana in all the food. So,
oh really?
Yeah. So by the end, you're like baked. I saw it on Food Influencer did it on her handle.
Where is this? Just to avoid it. Where is it?
I think it's in Queens.
Interesting. All right. Don't step foot in Queens, guys.
No.
Unless you're going to a Mets game.
And we lost Manny for the rest of the show. Bugs, what else you got?
The Green Bay, well, nothing. This is the beginning. The Green
sorry.
Bay Packers were as impressive as anyone in Week 1, humbling those Lions at Lambeau. So now, what do they do for an encore, hosting the
Commanders
on Thursday Night Football? Jordan Love pumped to get back on the field with his offense.
Got some really cool playmakers, which makes my job fun. Trying to spread the love around and spread the ball around and get all these guys touches. But I think to that part too, it just puts a little bit more stress on the defense.
Love, though, facing a
Commanders
defense that allowed only 6 points to the Giants on Sunday.
Go Giants.
Manny and EJ's Knicks in the middle of an odd basketball story yesterday. They hired St. Joseph's head coach Billy Lang to oversee player development. Lang was once a Sixers assistant, so return to the NBA not surprising, but leaving on the eve of a new season is. St. Joseph's promoting associate head coach Steve Donahue to the full-time gig.
Why is that odd?
Why is what odd?
Why is it an odd story?
Well, why did he leave now? The timing is very odd.
Yeah. Didn't Tony Bennett do the same thing at UVA?
Tony Bennett retired.
Yeah.
And
But right before the season.
right, but I think like had things in place and retired. This guy is leaving for another job, and there's been his long-term future at St. Joe's has been kind of cloudy. So people were wondering if something kind of came to a head recently where maybe he wasn't going to get an extension or whatever.
How many people think Phil Martelli's still coaching St.
Yeah, by the way, I was about to say, there was a time when I knew every Big Five Philadelphia basketball coach. I never heard of these people when I saw
Phil
that.
Martelli and Fran Dunphy. It's basically
And Dunphy's back.
Speedy
you're half the
Morris.
way there.
Yeah.
Speedy
My
Morris.
brother was asking me, like, is Dunphy or Martelli going to take the job?
And John
Or-
Chaney.
Yeah.
Yeah, John, forever.
Who's coaching at Penn, Pearl?
Fran Duffy.
Oh.
Nope.
I have no idea.
You're half right.
Fran McCaffrey?
Yes.
Shut
Oh, I got the two confused.
Yeah, Fran Dunphy's at LaSalle.
But Fran McCaffrey.
Oh, no,
has,
he retired at LaSalle. He stepped down LaSalle.
Fran McCaffrey has a bigger history, right? Iowa or something? Or
Iowa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my parents' house abuts against St. Joe's campus, and that's where my favorite cheesesteak joint is. Larry's home of the belly filler.
I've had some.
Home of the belly
really
filler?
good.
Yeah, Larry's home of the belly filler. You
See,
go.
again, I'm talking about the marijuana dispensary mixed with the pizzeria.
Yeah.
How about cheesesteaks?
Yep.
It's not that hard to find marijuana near Larry's.
Yeah, or anywhere in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I was going to make it even easier, but forget it.
You don't even need it. Cheesesteaks are so good, you don't even need to be high to enjoy them.
Yeah,
just
but
be
it's
high on the whiz.
right into the main vein.
But
but it's kind of like Jon Stewart's character in Half Baked. It's like, have you ever seen a dollar bill? But have you ever seen a dollar bill on weed? Like, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Half Baked. I don't even think they were alive when that movie came
You guys
out.
know that movie Half Baked?
Yes.
Okay.
Negative Ghost Rider.
Really, Manny? Oh,
It's a little old now.
When it come out? Ish.
probably before you were born, but I think it holds up.
God, it
does
can't
not.
be that old, can it?
Somebody look it up.
It had to be more made after
98,
2000.
98.
98.
I was a year old.
Just made it.
Do what
Yeah.
you wish with that info.
It's got. Have you ever heard the line? You're in here for some weed. When a guy goes to NA,
Yeah, you're addicted to weed.
Yeah,
I'd
like
bleed
all the
for
coke addicts
bleed.
are like, weed? What
I
is your
seen
problem?
That's my favorite line.
You
That's
don't know
Bob
that one?
Saget, right?
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That clip. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's from Half Baked.
Aerosmith, hell of a band. I love when Manny discovers stuff. You should watch this movie. It's very funny.
I didn't see that. That's comedy. That's comedy.
I don't know if that's a movie that I get the sense 27 years later might not hold up.
Oh, bleep you, bleep you, bleep you. You're cool.
Yeah, I'm
bleep
out.
you, I'm out.
That
That
holds up for
that
sure.
holds.
Guy quitting his job. You've seen that clip too, man. You definitely have. That's a popular meme or whatever.
No?
GIF.
Okay.
Big shrug.
Guy on the couch.
Big shrug.
Okay. Back
Got
to you.
Dave
Bob.
Chappelle in it.
I know him.
Okay, good. If only I could enjoy this.
3-1. Line drive, right field. This one's deep. Got a chance. Goodbye.
He didn't need to do this.
Wow. Instant. Colt Keith rips it into the seats in right. Third 2-run home run in the last 2 innings.
Dan
It's the New York
Dickerson
Yankees, damn it.
on Tigers radio. Detroit scored 9 times over its last 3 at-bats for an
9 times?
11-1 win at Yankee Stadium, following that 12-2 W on Tuesday. So this just the 3rd time ever, apparently, the Yankees have lost back-to-back games by double digits, but who cares? since the Mets lost in Philly 111-3. The only good news there is their lead for the last wildcard spot is still 2 games on the Giants and Reds.
Don't you fret, Bogish. We got 21 days until the Knicks play a basketball game.
Exactly. And I don't mean to dash Maggie's dreams of awkwardly walking palm to palm with Carlos Alcaraz, but the U.S. Open champ, his new girlfriend has been confirmed.
Oh.
It is Brooks Nader, an SI swimsuit model and Dancing with the Stars contestant.
Vamos, Carlitos.
Her sister confirmed the relationship yesterday, apparently by accident during a New York Fashion Week press event. She called Alcaraz, quote, the man of the hour.
El hombre de la hora.
That's so weird that Alcaraz landed a swimsuit model. I didn't think he could get one of those. Yeah.
Good for him. Didn't see that coming.
Palm to palm, by the way. You guys get some counseling yet? Or you guys talk about it?
Me and my husband. I didn't realize we were doing anything wrong. But so I think the Nader, not that I'm deflecting. We can talk about my husband and I hold hands palm to palm, not interlacing fingers.
Definitely are.
But do they have a reality show?
They do now.
Okay.
Yes.
It's 4 sisters. They're all beautiful.
Yes.
I think Brooks Nader was dating Tom Brady at one point.
I think I don't know about, she's.
Oh, what an age difference.
Oh, right. That sounds familiar. Yeah.
She's had multiple dalliances with famous
linked to
men.
a lot of people.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
But they have, do you raise your hand? Like, what do you?
Yeah. No, I want to, when you're done
first.
with this point, I have an important reality TV show
Oh, well, go ahead.
question. Did they make, EJ, you're the Bachelorette fan.
Yeah.
Did they, a Mormon housewife is a new Bachelorette? Is this happening?
He told me about this
it's
yesterday.
happening.
Yeah.
Wait a
Did you
minute.
know this?
How did they do the Well, they've done the fantasy suite before with people who haven't
but
had premarital.
this is not.
This is
It's not a
different.
housewife. This is one of the women from that weird like love sex triangle thing in Utah. So they don't.
What?
There are
What?
not rules.
Oh, you guys don't know anything about this?
I know about the Mormon Housewives. That show
No,
is
this is
where they
different.
get soda instead of beer, and it's like a big thing.
Yeah.
This is
This
These
is not
ladies
the
do
same.
that too, but with other husbands.
No,
I
this
love
is
that you think the housewives are drinking lots of beer.
No,
this is
but
the
they
secret
treat
lives
soda
of,
like
Yeah.
beer. Right,
Root
right.
beer, baby.
No, this is the secret lives of Mormon wives.
Yeah, this is a
which was-
Hulu show.
Yeah, which was about like the sex scandal with swinging in
Oh,
the Mormon
yes, yes,
community.
yes.
And they took her for the Bachelorette on
Yeah.
Disney?
Uh-huh.
The Golden Bachelorette or
No,
the Bachelorette?
no, the regular Bachelorette, the OG,
Huh.
but not.
Wait,
golden.
what did you say?
The Golden Bachelor? I wasn't sure.
No, she's like 20 something. Taylor Frankie Paul,
Is she that young? Actually, they all are weirdly
31.
young.
Sorry, 31.
I got to be honest though, I'm limited on the Bachelorette, but it is where virginity goes to die. I mean, no one ever keeps it. The self-proclaimed virgin
Matt's
is
been
always
showing
going
up with it.
Matt's approved,
No,
definitely did.
it was the basketball coach's daughter, right?
Yeah,
From a
no,
few
she never
seasons
lost
ago.
her virginity.
Oh, she didn't?
No,
Well, what are they
Maddie
doing in the
proved it?
What are they doing in the fantasy
no,
suite?
Maddie didn't. No, that's one of the reasons she didn't win.
Yeah, and then she went on a date, Michael Porter Jr., who has recently been talking about his dating history, and no wonder she broke up with him.
Yeah, I'm not ordering a blow-up doll. And the other guy was a virgin too.
But he was gay.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
He was the actual bachelor.
Right. If Penix looks really good, stop me.
How is and then there's a former Eagles tight end who's in the mix, Clay Harbor.
Oh yeah, he played for the Bears too. Yeah, he was there. Around there.
Football.
So is this a good
Colton
choice for
Underwood.
Bachelorette? It sounds interesting to me.
It's been very was polarizing.
She's a
'Cause
baddie.
the people who love this show and love this scandal love this. Folks like me who don't pay attention to anything outside of The Bachelor are like, I don't know who this person is.
Right.
You're
And
about
like
to get
middle
to know her.
America is like, what's going on?
Right,
here?
yeah. Like you're used to like it being someone from the franchise, so you keep you keep the franchise going. Now we're going outside of franchises. I gotta watch Secret Lives of Mormon Wives in order to know anything about this person.
Although Hulu is a Disney
It is.
company partner now.
It is, but it's like a different
Yeah.
universe.
It's like
being,
they're pulling someone out of Love is Blind and bringing him into Bachelor.
Yeah, or it's like saying, oh, you know what? Terminator's now going to be in the next Batman movie. And it's
Big
like, well,
butts matter.
I don't like the Terminator. I want to just watch Batman. What's going on? What are we doing?
Jeez, EJ, how are you going to get yourself through this dilemma? T's and P's to you. Coming up, we'll check in on Deion Sanders. Let's stay hard.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. 4 minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. .45 seconds remaining. .30 seconds remaining. .15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Welcome back. Maggie Gray, Andrew Perloff. Quickly, let's go to JT in Atlanta. Got into a big conversation last segment about water because it's that kind of hard-hitting stuff we do around here. Perloff warning against drinking too much. And where this really stemmed from was we're doing this King of the Mountain project to find the greatest NFL team of all time. And today, it's the 1972 Dolphins up against the 1978 Pittsburgh Steelers. Heavyweight battle. But Pearl, I said I'm always shocked when I hear Don Shula and Chuck Noll talking about there's no water allowed on the practice field. JT in Atlanta is here to set the record straight on H2O. What's up, JT?
Hey, what's going on? Thanks for taking my call. Excuse me. I always wait until I'm triggered by something Perloff says before I call in, and this is it for me today.
Yeah.
Because it's like you could say anything. Too much of anything is bad for you. Don't eat too many vegetables. You eat too much broccoli. You eat too much spinach. Like if you do anything in excess, it's going to be bad. Do you know how much water you have to drink in order for it to really be bad for you? I forget. I don't know if that was Manny or whoever said that they drink a gallon a day, and they're fine, right? And he says the skin looks great. So what do you need? 2 gallons? I mean, there has to be some context to this. And you're talking about runners having this issue. And again, I think there's got to be a large number because water is not bad for you. And I don't want the people out there listening thinking, I shouldn't. Perloff said, don't drink water. Don't drink water. I need
JT,
salt.
you're doing a public service announcement. You want to make sure people stay hydrated.
You're going to have all these people. You can have all these people out there with high blood pressure because they're putting too much salt now into their water because Perloff said water is bad for you. And I'm just saying, water is needed. It's a necessity.
No, but JT, hold on one second. No one should ever be consulting any of us on health stuff. And thank you for the phone call. No one should ever be taking what we say as any kind of actual medical science. Except when we have Dr. Rock Positano on the show.
In all seriousness, that is a thing. I did a run with my wife, and I heard these people talking about you got to be. Some people think, I'm about to run this race. Let me chug 6 bottles of water. That is actually dangerous. That's a thing. I'm reading about different marathon runners who've died in the last 10 years.
Oh boy.
I can't believe you guys never heard of it. It's called hypothermia or water intoxication. This is a big deal in the runner's world. You guys never heard this? None of this rings a bell at all? I'm not surprised Manny doesn't know.
No, I mean, Andrea's
drinking more water than anyone.
Running marathons. Yeah. I got to ask her if she's heard about
I'll bet you Andrea's heard because I know she's really keen to all the trends and things.
Yeah, she probably has.
And now there's this huge industry about hydration products. It's huge and it's growing by the day.
It's crossed my mind to train for a marathon before, while I'm still young to be able to do it. But you want to know the one thing that makes me not want to do it?
The 26.2 miles?
Well, yeah, but that's whatever. Everyone says you lose your toenails.
What?
Yeah. You run so much that your toenails, it impacts the amount of punishment that your feet take.
Everyone says that?
I mean, I don't want to sound like Rex Ryan, but I mean, Andrea,
her feet look great.
I didn't remember that being an issue.
Maybe it's not everybody. Maybe it's just some people.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
I don't want to risk it.
That's really the thing?
Kind of.
Wow.
I feel like that would be painful to lose a toenail.
Everyone's definitely not saying that, Meg.
People I know have lost toenails.
I think Mick the Quick, the former Yankee, he removed his toenails to be faster.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That just made the hair on my arm stand up. Yuck.
Yeah, man. 70s baseball.
Who is Nick the Quick?
Mickey Rivers.
Mickey Rivers.
Yeah.
Center fielder.
Mickey Rivers was out of his mind.
Yeah. He removed his toenails on purpose
that
to
sounds
be
like
faster?
a fable.
That's an old wives' tale.
All right. Well, that's what I've heard.
I wouldn't tell that to Mickey Rivers.
I wouldn't ask him.
I'd be like, yeah, sure, dude.
Mickey, show me your feet.
Athlete's feet, not athlete's foot like John Madden, Tough Actin' and Actin', but athlete, looking at athlete's feet is disgusting.
Look at Braun. Oh.
All of them. It's like gnarled tree trunks.
LeBron's
tree roots.
Each one of LeBron's toes is on top of each other. It's disgusting.
Yeah,
his pinky's on top of the other one. The other one's
like a bonfire.
Oh, God. He's a hell of a basketball player, though.
Yeah, to me, that's the one thing that does help his GOAT status. He's able to score 25 on those.
Mangled feet.
Have you ever heard Jordan talking about when he went back, he wore the Air Force Ones later in his career, and his feet were completely bloody?
I think that was
he wore them in his last game at MSG.
That's what it was.
He wore the ones. And he says his feet were jacked up.
I'm breaking in new shoes right now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Giannis's.
How are those toes feeling?
They're a little sore.
Check Silver Stripes.
M&P.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining.
some giant feet, they're the talk of the town. When she walks the sidewalk cracks, she's bringing buildings down. She tried to buy some shoes, but they said no way. Now she's wearing boat sails just to get through the day. Maggie's giant feet, they're a real big deal. Stepping on poles, creating legs for real. Maggie's giant feet, they make a mighty thud. But Maggie just laughs, hey, it's all in good fun. She went to a dance, cleared out the floor. Her feet made the music, folks yelled for more. At the beach, she's a hit, making giant sand castles. Her footprint's so big, they're like dinosaur battles. She went to a dance, cleared out the floor. Her feet made the music, folks yelled for more. At the beach, she's a hit, making giant sand castles. Her footprint's so big, they're like dinosaur battles. Maggie's giant feet, they're a real big deal. Stepping on puddles, creating legs for real. Maggie's giant feet, they make a mighty thud. But Maggie just laughs, hey, it's all in good fun. She went to a dance, cleared out the floor. So here's to Maggie and her feet so grand. She's the funniest girl in all the land. With her giant feet, she's never beat. Maggie's big feet make life so sweet. Oh, Maggie's big feet make life so sweet.
One minute remaining. Five seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Maggie and Perloff on the Infinity Sports Network.
Are we watching two future MVPs on the football field tonight? Welcome to the show, Maggie Gray, Andrew Perloff. It's Jayden Daniels and the Commanders going to Lambeau Pearl to face Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers. Now, the funny part about this is the story from week one about Green Bay was really the defense, not so much the offense. But just wait, because it is the NFL and quarterbacks get so much attention, and this Green Bay Packer team looks like it's going to be one of the best in the NFL. I know it's only 1 week, but people were already high on them, and now Micah Parsons just made it even bigger.
Yeah, it's funny. I actually think people are going too far negatively on Washington because of the final score of that game. What was it, 24-6, and there was a late score for Washington. But I never got the sense of the Week 1 Washington Giants game that Washington was in any trouble at all. I felt like they could have scored more points if they needed to. So it's funny that Green Bay is getting all the flowers and everyone's already forgotten about the Commanders. And maybe too soon. I don't think anybody expects the Commanders to pull off an upset at Lambeau.
No, I think the pressure now, as far as like if we're going global here, you want to zoom out 30,000 feet. I think that the Packers now weirdly have almost as much pressure as any team in the NFL. Now, maybe the Bills and the Ravens, been knocking on the door, probably have a little bit more. But look at what's going on with Green Bay. It's like you have the quarterback. You've been waiting, this whole time for him to just like blossom. You've paid him. You drafted a wide receiver in the first round. You have this defense that has first-round picks all over. Then you pull off the stunning trade for Micah Parsons 4 days before the season starts, and he looked good in the 29 snaps that he played in Week 1 against a division rival in the Detroit Lions, who are the number 1 seed in the NFC. I think suddenly you wake up as the Packers and you're like, oh boy, like we haven't done anything yet. However, it feels like we are now moved to the front of the pack as one of the teams that should win the Super Bowl.
Absolutely. I mean,
in the Super Bowl.
They moved to 4th in odds in the Super Bowl. They're right behind the Eagles in the NFC. And I don't think the Eagles look great in Week 1. It's almost like there's more pressure on Green Bay right now to win than Philadelphia. And again, back to Washington, like there's no pressure. For some reason, no one's like there's no Super Bowl or bust energy around the Commanders. I think people just want to see them take another step. Packers have been hanging around the rim, as Jerry Jones always said, for a lot longer now. That being said, like these narratives, like I think it might be going. I picked the Packers to go to the Super Bowl, but I think these narratives are maybe getting a little out of control after Week 1. Because how do we know, by the way, that it wasn't just struggling Lions? Maybe the Lions losing their coordinators was the reason that Green Bay's defense looks so amazing.
It's possible, but I still think that Packers defense is going to be pretty good. Like, I don't think all of a sudden Jayden Daniels is come in and run roughshod over them. Like, I would be really surprised if that happens, but you're right. If somehow Daniels, who last year went on the road and won in some places you would have never expected a rookie quarterback to win, including Detroit in the Super Bowl, or excuse me, in the
divisional
playoffs,
round,
and including Cincinnati early on in the season.
Yeah.
Like, Jayden Daniels was impressive on the road. This will be another test. If the Commanders do win this game, though, I think you are going to see a lot of like, oh boy, I bet Jayden Daniels goes up in MVP odds and stuff like that, which is another question we're asking you. Who is more likely to win the MVP? Is it Jayden Daniels or Jordan Love? Right now, Jayden Daniels winning by a healthy margin at Maggie and Pearl on X. And I'm a little surprised by that because I think Green Bay could be in line to win more games. And you have to win at least, 12 games? Minimum 11 if you want to even be considered in the MVP race.
Yeah, but Jayden Daniels is I don't know if you want to do a thing rating. He's much more of a thing than Jordan Love. Like Jayden Daniels came and transformed a lost franchise immediately. 12-5 as a rookie and got to the NFC title game and is dynamic and is incredibly likable, has a celebrity girlfriend. Jordan Love is sort of taking over for Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre and has been up and down. I think he was hurt last year. I don't think we saw a fair representation. They got to the playoffs, and what did Jordan Love do last year? Absolutely nothing. So I feel like the heat around Jayden Daniels is still way bigger than Jordan Love. I mean, what's the story of the Packers? It's not Jordan Love. It's Micah Parsons.
Yeah, for now. But
because Micah's dominance it's always going to be Micah. Micah will always find the microphone. The guy is
dominance at the podium.
He's not stopped talking since he got there. And I understand it because part of his duties is the chief executive officer, Bleacher Report Gridiron. There's no way. Jordan Love's style, I'm sure he'd happily let Micah Parsons take all the attention. I think it's going to be Micah's team in many ways, but bizarrely. It will not be Jordan Love's team. Jordan Love will win a lot of games and might win MVP. But buzz-wise, it's Jayden, right?
Can we pause on that for a second? We just saw the Dallas Cowboys and their fans who called us up relentlessly after the trade and said, for the most part, good riddance, get Micah Parsons out of here. And we heard that teammates were fed up with the podcast and him talking all the time and weighing in on football topics big and small. If you're the Packers, do you want Micah Parsons coming in and all of a sudden being the face of your team? I mean, I thought it was kind of BS. I thought he got painted. It was too much emphasis put on the dumb podcast for Dallas. Like, you're just trying to make yourself feel better about why you traded away a premier talent in the NFL. You're trying to cope, with the fact that Jerry Jones made this decision. But Dallas Cowboy fans will swear up and down he was bad for the locker room. Reporting from Albert Breer that Dak Prescott didn't like the podcast. It rankled people, rubbed them the wrong way. Would it be a bad thing if Micah Parsons does take over as face of the team and Jordan Love is not the all-out leader?
Absolutely not, because the Packers have a strong locker room. They can afford a character. I see almost no downside to this. First of all, it takes people are not going to be rushing to Jordan Love to try and get some dish out of him. Say the Packers lose this game. All of a sudden, these lofty expectations, I think people will flock to Micah Parsons. They won't flock to Jordan Love. I think there's a
But
benefit.
is that a good thing or a bad thing?
That's a
Because
good
Micah's
thing.
going to say something.
Yeah, that's great. Like, remember when Rex Ryan took over the Jets?
Yeah.
He's like, I am not going to stop talking so you won't bother any of my players. Like, I'll give you all the quotes. I think the Packers have actually no problem with Micah Parsons getting this. They're not like the Cowboys. They don't have Jerry. Like, I think the Packers can kind of afford this extra sort of drama. Otherwise, who's the second most controversial Packer? Nobody.
I don't know.
I mean, Quay Walker gets his idiotic penalties, but
Yeah.
it's not.
He'd be the guy.
But he's a very likable guy. Like, it's not like.
He has some college stuff that was not great, right? I might be remembering that wrong.
Oh,
but
but-
anyway, go on. Make your point.
Yeah, I mean, like. But
they're a low-key
they need
team.
a Micah Parsons almost. Like, that's one of the best things. Because Jordan Love is a little bit subdued, I think. Seems really cool, but Jay Daniels, on the other hand, is large and in charge. I mean, we know more about
Large and in charge.
We know more about his dating life and his mom following him to weddings, and he just gets on camera and lights up a room immediately.
Yeah, I think the Jaden Daniels thing, I always thought people thought that was a little strange that the mom is like so much like sitting in between him and Juju Watkins, his girlfriend.
Yeah, it's funny as all get out. I think that Jay Daniels has 100% approval rating. Like,
Yeah,
why
people
would
like
anyone
him.
have a problem?
People like Jaden, yeah.
Also, he was what the LSU won the Heisman, where Jordan Love was a Utah State quarterback. So he's got a lot. He's got a lot of background. But I think Jaden Daniels is so likable. Even if you hate Washington, I don't think anybody hates him right now. Who knows?
No, I mean, listen, no one has done more for a franchise. I'm trying to think. Has anyone done more, one singular person done more for a franchise than what Jaden Daniels has done for Washington? I'd like to say it was probably maybe Josh Allen for Buffalo, but they were maybe starting to turn the tide already,
You can
tiny
go
bit.
A lot of examples.
But,
Elway for Denver, Favre for Green Bay.
No, but like, I'm just thinking of the Daniel Snyder. Like, there was so much more than just being mediocre at football, where you had Jaden Daniels who's come in and completely turned the franchise into a completely different thing. Like, there was nothing but negativity that was being associated with Washington.
I hear you.
Because, like, they even made the playoffs once with Ron Rivera. Like, it wasn't like they were just turning in these 3-win seasons every year.
Is that all Jaden, though?
Well, I think he's being credited for a lot of it. No, a lot of it's probably, what's his face? Who
Dan
owns the
Quinn.
team now? No.
Josh Harris?
Josh Harris.
No, I don't think it's him. He owns the Sixers, and he's not
And
there.
they're dysfunctional. But yeah, maybe Dan Quinn gets some of the shine there. He probably deserves it.
Okay, well, Jaden Daniels hasn't won a Super Bowl yet. Where there are a lot of quarterbacks who could come in and say just lifted a franchise on their shoulders. Peyton Manning with the Colts. Like, what were the Colts before Peyton Manning? They were before and after.
Yeah, but not like getting dragged before Congress type stuff. You
Yeah,
know?
but I don't know if, from a football standpoint if everybody views it that way.
Maybe not. 888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. Who is more likely to win an MVP, Jordan Love or Jaden Daniels? You can weigh in. Other note that we want to bring you today, the updated injury stuff with Brock Purdy. So it's turf toe. It's, depending on who you want to listen to, Kyle Shanahan, very unlikely for this week. So I think you can just pencil in now the Mac Jones experience against the Saints. But Pearl, beyond that, speculation that's going to be several weeks.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I think a lot of people are like me who think the Niners are perfectly situated to handle that one injury. It's almost like, thank God it's not Bosa or Trent Williams, because they can play conservatively. Their defense looks much better, and Kyle Shanahan can scheme up some things here. I mean, he hasn't really won with backup quarterbacks much in the past, but
except for Brock.
Well, right. Well, remember the Nick Mullins year? Like,
Yeah.
they didn't win. CJ Beathard hasn't won at a high level. But I feel like Kyle Shanahan's system will do enough on offense. I am a little worried. The weapons are all hurt still. Like, we haven't really gotten Jawan Jennings back. Ayuk is out, Kittle is out. So whoever's at quarterback is not going to have anyone to throw to except Ricky Pearsall and Christian McCaffrey. But I think if the Niners survive this, it's going to say a lot about Shanahan. It's going to say that he can really do a lot with lesser quarterbacks.
It's funny, as you're saying that, I'm thinking the similarities right now between the 49ers and the Chiefs. The Chiefs offense, banged up, not looking nearly as explosive as it has in the past. Got guys out, Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, yet I believe Andy Reid, like Kyle Shanahan, one of the great offensive minds that we have in the NFL, that's not going to be this insurmountable obstacle. I think that Kyle Shanahan will be able to figure it out. And I also think that Andy Reid's going to be able to figure it out.
But you could argue their offense went down 30% last year after Rice got hurt. They completely fell off a map offensively.
Yeah, for the Chiefs.
Yeah, so what happened there?
They were still winning games. So I don't know if they felt like they needed to make all these wholesale changes, and maybe that's a mistake, but they went 15-2. They still did what they set out to do, which was get back to the Super Bowl.
Well, that's not what they set out to do.
Couldn't win it, but that was also a lot more injuries came into play during that Super Bowl game.
Yeah. Well, you're right. I mean, Andy Reid can win with any quarterback. He's put up great stats with backup quarterbacks all the time. So you're right. It's very similar. The thing about Mahomes is obviously so much better, though, than Brock Purdy.
Well, obviously.
Remember when Chad Henne filled in? They were okay on offense. In the playoff game, I think was that against Miami? Anyway, Chad Henne came in for or Cleveland rather. Yeah. Came in for one game, and it was okay. But there's just you can't compare Mahomes and Purdy. No. Mahomes is way beyond a system quarterback.
Well, of course. The thing about Purdy, if you think that Mac Jones can come in and be just as good, or X, Y, or Z can come in and be just as good.
Not just as good, but win games.
Win games. Then what was the 5 years, $265 million for?
That's what a lot of people were asking. I mean, listen. There have been a lot of contracts that people probably should have questioned more when the Dolphins paid Tua, when the Jags paid Trevor Lawrence. I think until after last year's playoff loss, I think a lot of people were saying, "Ooh, Jordan Love, $53 million a year. That's a lot." So who knows? We'll see if that contract works out.
888-710-4ISN, 888-710-4476. A couple things for you. Who's more likely to win MVP, Jordan Love or Jayden Daniels? And also, can the 49ers win with Mac Jones? And is San Francisco already regretting that Purdy contract? Stan's in Connecticut. Stan, good morning, sir.
How are you? To me, Daniels would be my choice. The way he played last week. And to his saying, he didn't even play that well, and neither did the team. So I really think the Commanders are a force. They just manhandled us on both sides of the ball. Interior was brutal. But anyway, my point with the Giants, I got 2 points, one on defense and one on offense.
Okay.
On defense, how do you have really four studs, potential Pro Bowlers, if not all pros? You got Burns, Thibodeau, Carter, and Lawrence, and together as a foursome, I think they only played in the teens % of the down. And I'm like, what is going on here? First of all, you should be prepared to deploy them together all the way through preseason and the spring practices and such. Well, I don't understand how that's not possible. None of them are really hurt.
Yeah.
And second of all, you got to let the new guy, Carter, who's got all the abilities, and just looking at the guy, when you see photos of him, you're like, whoa, this guy just looks ready. And why don't you put him in the free reign LT, go anywhere within the scheme? Anywhere you decide to line up and decide to play yourself is fine with us, because I think he could be LT too. On offense, and I'll finish it and listen, I think Dable sealed his fate by selecting Dart as the number 2. Unproven, no matter what he did in preseason, fine. They did a lot of high completion dinks and dunks.
Yeah.
To be honest, the way I saw it. And we'll see how long Dart's reign lasts after being thrown in the fire. I firmly believe Jameis Winston will play a quarterback, and successfully, for the Giants. And how ironic will it be if Winston saves Dable and Shane when he's the afterthought?
Yeah.
That'll be insane.
Stan, thanks for the call. So a couple things there to chew on with the Giants. I'm expecting that Abdul Carter's role is going to evolve as the season goes on, right?
I think the Giants are the most weirdly built team because Here's my analogy. They have a crappy house and they spend millions of dollars on their man cave in the basement. They have this insanely great, talented defensive line and garbage, except for Malik Neighbors around the rest of the roster. Like, why do they have all these good? Brian Burns is probably top 5 defensive pass rusher in the league. Abdul Carter's going to be a star. Kayvon Thibodeau is good. Like, why is
Dexter
all that?
Lawrence might be one of the best
Dexter Lawrence
defensive
is
tackles in the
first
league.
or second best tackle.
Yeah.
Why is all the talent in that one unit?
And then to Stan's point, how are they deploying it, right? It's like you have all this and it just feels like.
But how could you deploy it? Like, what's the difference? If you can't score any points, then who cares what your pass rush is?
Can I also just maybe bring something up? This is a little insidery with the Giants, but, the defense looked great when Wink Martindale was there. And Wink Martindale and Brian Daboll couldn't get along, and now he's at Michigan. Maybe you should have put your differences aside.
Well, I thought the defense actually looked pretty okay.
We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, in Washington, like, what you could have the 85 Bears defense. With Russell Wilson in that quarterback room right now, you're not winning a single game.
Well, defenses are always a little ahead of offenses, usually in the first week of the season. So we'll see. But and then for the offense, I mean, we're all team start dart around here, no?
Yes, but also another thing with the Giants is, again, for the past decade, and it's still a problem, the offensive line. Doesn't matter if you have Russell Wilson back there. Doesn't matter if you have Jackson Dart. Doesn't matter if you have Jameis Winston. That offensive line is putrid. No matter who's back there, will get sacked, and it's not going to yield any results.
Which is funny because now this is 3 GMs later. Three GMs have not been able to figure this out with the O-line.
I miss you, Chrisney. I miss you.
Why'd they take Abdul Carter then? Why didn't they just go with Will Campbell, the left tackle?
Best available.
Yeah, I think that's why.
I understand, but I don't know. It's like
because
iron sharpens iron.
Well,
Pearl.
also we have Andrew Thomas at the tackle spot, and that's the thing. Do we? Because he's very injury prone. So I mean that was the logic that I guess Dable had. We have Andrew Thomas. Why waste our pick on Anderson? And we'll just go get a best available.
Not everybody loved Will Campbell either. He didn't have a great first game.
Yeah, he got kind of
well.
pushed
I mean,
around.
Listen, this is a team that in one of the greatest quarterback drafts of all time decided to take Malik Neighbors. I mean, like Joe Shane's kid nailed it. Should have gone up for a quarterback.
Yeah, I don't think there was one available for him.
Well,
But
they passed on Penix, McCarthy, and Bo Nix.
Turns out the ones behind Drake May actually were pretty good.
Also, turns out that kid is the starting quarterback at his high school in New Jersy.
No way.
Yeah,
Joe Shane's kid.
That boy.
Maybe they could draft him.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see if Joe has a job done.
I won't put my money on it. Let's get to your calls at 888-710-4ISN. A lot more for you. You're welcome to weigh in on all things NFL and college football. We will check in on our favorite college football coach in just a moment. But first, Pearl was a big winner last night on Prize Picks, and you can be as well. Baseball's been awesome for me lately, and I love putting baseball together on a night like tonight with the NFL. And with Prize Picks, it's just so easy. What do? You pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projections, and if you're right, you win big. Simple stats, it's user-friendly, it's safe, it's secure. Honestly, guys, the app is so cool. It's simple to use. Once you log on and download it, you start looking around a little bit. It's going to become very, very obvious on how to make your selection. So I would go to Prize Picks and play along with me and Pearl.
Yeah, it's totally awesome. All transactions on the app are so fast, safe, and secure. Don't miss any of the action this season with Prize Picks, especially in the fall. There's so many sports going on. It's the best. It's so good to be right. All you have to do is download the Prize Picks app today and use the code MNP and get a $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. That's code MNP on Prize Picks to get a $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play just $5. Win or lose, you'll get $50 bucks bonus credits in lineups just for playing. Guaranteed. Prize Picks, it's good to be right, must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Mand P.
You're in a 4-minute break. 3 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. Two minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. Forty-five seconds remaining. Thirty seconds remaining. Fifteen seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
Welcome back. Maggie and Perloff show. Covered a lot today. You know who we haven't heard from lately? Big matchup against our Cougars this weekend. Houston Cougars. That's Colorado Buffaloes and Deion Sanders, Maggie.
Daily. Do you believe that? Deion. You believe that?
But a little backstory. Maggie and I went to a Houston Cougars donor event at the one of the Fertitta's apartments in Houston.
Yeah.
And he had a full half court in an apartment, had a full half court with the Houston Rockets logo on the ground. He's a part owner of the Rockets.
That's cool.
Yeah,
And
we have it
then-
on our Instagram. I still have the slippers.
Yeah, Mattress Mac was there. Dana Holgerson was there. There was some other incredibly rich Houston donors.
Were you
Case.
Were you there, Bogush?
Case Keenum was
Case
there.
was there.
No, and then there's their defense, this happened before they came to the mornings.
Very well.
Yeah, this was in that when we were doing afternoons, and we used to go to the Final Four, which we don't do anymore because the timing and stuff. But
you and I said we were going to be committed to be Houston Cougar football fans, and it turns out their basketball team is awesome, and their football hasn't quite figured it out.
Yeah.
But they host the Buffs tomorrow. So what's Deion up to?
Well, we have no money to contribute to the Houston
Yeah.
Cougars.
Yeah,
We were kind of snuck into that party.
I went in on the basketball team. Calvin Sampson seems to know what he's doing.
Deion Sanders going to the third-string quarterback. So it's just funny, not that he would make this decision, Pearl, because Staub was already in the program, right? But he had Juju Lewis was the 5-star who reclassified, who came to Colorado thinking he was going to start. Then Caden Salter came from Liberty, was the transfer.
Juju is coming around the mountain when he comes.
That's favorite.
Caden's off the chain.
They're both at media day, but now here it is, the third-string quarterback who's going to be starting in this very important Big 12 matchup as their conference matchups are starting. And it's just interesting because, not if like everyone thinks that Colorado is destined for anything massive this year, but this is the first time Deion has not had his son as the quarterback. And we're in week 3, and we're on to quarterback number 3. So it's just interesting. I don't even know what it says. It probably says Deion's doing the right thing. If, not going by the recruiting ratings and not going by the NIL money, but going by who actually gives them the best shot to win. If he thinks it's Staub, then go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Julian Lewis, we said it yesterday, is ridiculously young. I think I watched both. Did he have 2 drives against Delaware? He looked fine, by the way. Like, there was nothing wrong with Juju Lewis. He looked like he belonged on a college football field. But it's hard when you're... Is he still 17? Did you say that the other day?
He's not. Yeah, he's not 18 yet.
Yeah,
and that Blue Hens defense, you don't want to tangle with the Delaware defense.
And how old is Staub? Is he was there before Deion got there?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was a backup for Shador.
Shador, yeah.
So
he's been in the system.
So so Deion got there and cut everybody, and this guy survived that. That's amazing. He's got to be okay. I'm looking at him now. Yeah, I mean, age matters. So I'm not surprised. And Deion's got to win. Like, it's not about delivering on whatever recruiting promises there were to Julian Lewis.
What about Caden Salter, who started 3 years of Liberty?
Wait, what's the deal with Salter?
Being passed over.
He looks like he's been benched, basically.
He's just okay. So he's not going to be part of this mix at all.
Well, Deion, his commentary on this was confusing. To say the least. He was not committing to anything when they asked him about all this stuff. So who knows what the situation is?
Let's hear from Deion, shall we, Manny? Of course, when he's pressed about the QB situation, Deion taking it out on the media. I'll hear cut 2.
In today's media, we don't care about being correct anymore. We just want to be first. And there's no subjection to you when you're wrong. Nobody says nothing. You just go with it. I'm not saying that's the case, but that's where we are in media. Nobody gives a darn about being correct and being right. Everybody just want to be first. That don't make no sense to me. I would love the integrity that we once had with media.
He was in media 4 years ago.
Right.
The media while he was at Jackson State.
Yeah. Well, the other part, too, is the media wouldn't have to guess if you would just confirm who's actually going to be the quarterback and why you're doing this.
Stop with all that logic, Maggie.
The only way that sentence matters is if Ryan Staub is not the quarterback this weekend.
Right.
Like, that's the only way that sentence is valid, is if we're wrong. I think Pete Thamel had this first. So when Ryan Staub takes the first snap on Friday, is Deion apologizing to Pete Thamel?
Oh, no.
Let's bet. So let's hear cut 1, Manny. So this is Deion and would not confirm the report about Staub starting the next game, even though Pete Thamel's reporting that's what's up.
I'm not confirming nothing to y'all. Y'all know that. We ain't like that. We good. We have capable guys. Staub has been doing a phenomenal job doing and getting the majority of the reps, but I haven't made that assessment and decision yet.
I have not heard this clip. Deion cracking a joke? All right, let's hear it.
That's the goal. I don't want to play musical chairs to quarterbacks. Why would I want to come to the game and do that? I'm like spinning the darn wheel and it lands on, I mean, I wasn't good at roulette. Although I would put everything on 21 black any day. You better believe that. Hey, I don't want to put them on 3 numbers, man. I want one thing. Yeah, one thing. And hopefully we get to that point.
Was he eating something?
Yeah.
You're chewing on ice.
Yeah.
But old unks, they always got some candy.
Yeah.
Eating on the little.
Was he quoting Wesley Snipes there? Like, was that some kind of always bet on black kind of joke?
No, that was his
number.
Yeah, I
him
know.
and his number, yeah.
But it was a playoff of.
Bet on black?
Yeah, kind of, right?
Oh, I thought it was just about Deion.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, he'll be coming around the mountain when he comes. That's still one of my favorite Deion.
Is he starting to just get into nonsensical stuff? Is this like the coaching version of Jerry Jones?
Is anyone good at
He's
roulette, by the way?
coming around the mountain when he comes.
I have a quick question about all this. Who's playing quarterback?
You tried to sell us yesterday that it was Rusty Staub's grandson.
Yeah, that will last about two. I'm probably trying to find out how old Ryan Staub is on the internet, and that's the one thing AI over you cannot find for me.
I think Shador is starting.
They wish Shador was starting. All right, well, there you go. That's a little check in on Deion Sanders. Deion and Bill
Let's not
Belichick.
forget shallow.
Not the stories we thought they would be. Not sucking up the oxygen I thought they would this football season so far.
I'm going to hug him.
Although we do have the Belichick update, which we'll get to in just a moment. Yes, Pearl?
I can't find Ryan Staub's age. We have a crack research team here. I'm on the Rivals page.
Find this?
Rivals page, it says nothing. The bio, it says nothing. I don't know. I'm just looking at the wrong places. ESPN doesn't list college players' ages.
Oh, you're right.
Wait, what if it's one of those things where he's actually like 40, but he's back in school, like fake?
No,
That's Chad Powers.
He's like a
Yeah,
junior.
Chad
I
Powers.
mean, he's not even that. Chad Powers, all right. Maybe 24/7 has it.
Wikipedia doesn't.
I mean,
either.
he graduated in high school in 2022, so he's roughly 21 or 22 right now. He's not. He can't possibly be one of those like 29-year-old guys.
But how in the year 2025 can we not find the possibly starting quarterback for Colorado's age?
I think it's because he was like buried on a depth
Because
chart.
nobody cared about him until 5 minutes
Dude, it's
ago.
Rusty Staub's grandson.
Why is he not playing baseball? Is Rob Manfred playing this yet?
Well, the funny thing is, there's a Ryan Staub that plays baseball for Rutgers, but that was in 2014.
Now that could have been Rusty Staub's grandson.
Maybe
Does he
it
have
is.
red hair?
He
Grand
doesn't.
Orange?
He doesn't. I don't know. He's got a hat on.
It is funny, by the way. Ryan Staub, a 3-star recruit on his high school page, is going to beat out Caden Salter, the #1 transfer portal guy, and a 5-star recruit in Julian Lewis. Like, this is what if he turns out to be good? That'd be a wild story.
The origin story. All right, folks, take it away.
Headline sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Your small business keeps you on the go. Progressive Commercial Insurance keeps your policy within reach with our easy-to-use mobile app. Learn more at progressivecommercial.com.
Um,
I can't believe you don't like her. It is like Skinamax for Pearl. A backup QB is getting the call this weekend. Mac Jones expected to replace Brock Purdy for the Niners in New Orleans. NFL Network now saying Purdy is dealing with a form of turf toe and will miss 2 to 5 weeks. San Francisco plays Arizona in week 3. Now, Jaden Daniels might be as excited for Lambeau as Pearl is for that Mac attack.
Just be able to play a night game at Lambeau Field. You know, growing up, you hear about the history of Green Bay and everything, so I'm super excited to go in that stadium and be able to experience that.
The
Commanders
visiting Lambeau on the season premiere of Thursday Night Football, and that means dealing with Micah Parsons, whom they know well from Dallas.
Here we go.
Dan Quinn was asked this week how he'll handle the former Cowboy.
Are you asking what would I do if I was
Sure.
coaching him? Yeah, I'd sit him this week on a short week.
Oh, the giggles.
Ja.
Yeah, assume he'll play tonight. We have the NBA now investigating Malik Beasley, even though he's no longer a target of that federal probe into odd betting patterns surrounding his action back in January of 2024. And we have the NCAA ruling 3 players permanently ineligible for pulling a Jante Porter, basically altering their performances so they could all bet on it and win the prop bets. 2 of the players were at Fresno State, the other from San Jose State. Neither school is being punished for this.
Can you win a lot of money betting Fresno State basketball props?
They won $15,000.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Right, but it's not worth the trouble you might
Jail.
find yourself
Not
in.
worth, not worth losing
Jail.
your eligibility in
Yeah.
the NCAA, I don't think.
Not going to cover your lawyer bills.
The statement from one of the kids, he basically just like, yeah, I did it. Like, it was the statement he released to ESPN was a text message, and he was like, I respect the NCAA's decision. Now I'm going on to my life of trying to be a businessman or whatever.
Yeah, one guy owned it and cooperated. 2 other guys wanted no part of this.
2 other
They did
guys
not
going to
speak to the
JUCO.
NCAA. So,
You know, I wonder, okay, not for pros, Jonte Porter deserved to get suspended for life or banned, you know, from the league. Not for pros, but for college kids.
Get out of here.
Go ahead,
Suspension
Maggie.
for a year and then come back. You can't learn from your mistake here. It's college kids.
Egad, you said.
I went egads on that. No way. A guy was throwing things for bets. You can't let him ever play again.
Yeah, I think you're done.
Yeah, sorry, Max.
Man, we're 4-1 against me on this one.
Yeah, because you can go. I mean, if they're
Kinda
good
like the
enough,
palm to palm.
you could go somewhere else and play and let the NBA or like a league in Europe forgive you. But NCAA can't let you come back.
I watched that documentary on the Arizona State betting scandal in the early 90s. Like that guy, I think it was more than one guy. They definitely should not have come back. Like there was nothing good. There was no reason for NCAA to bring them back. Once you do that, and by the way,
Just here, sorry. Coaches come back from a lot. Now, I don't think that Alabama baseball coach who was clearly calling his bookie before when his pitcher got hurt is not coming back, but we allow some grace. Like Bruce Pearl got a show cause penalty. He's back. He's
For
one of the
what?
faces
For
of college.
barbecue?
I'm just saying, like, we allow the adults to come to
for non-serious
Well, no, I
crimes
think-
or non-sports related crimes to throw a game. I don't want to do Pete Rose
They
here.
didn't throw a game, though. They threw their prop.
Which is
Well, I understand. I understand. I'm
One of
parsing
them was-
words.
Yeah,
I'm
one of
parsing
them was to like not play well, basically.
Right. I get it. I'm just saying, like, is it a teaching moment? Is it a punishing? I'm just wondering, like, can you sit a year out of suspension and come back? Like, you can, basically you can punch your girlfriend and come back. You can do all these other horrible things and come back. I know it's different. It's not integrity of the game stuff. It's a different kind of crime, but.
But the other thing too, Maggie, to me is like, I don't mean to sound like dismissive of like the sport because I actually love college basketball, but it's college athletics. Like, okay, you can't play basketball anymore. I think you'll be okay.
Right. You're not in jail.
Right.
I understand.
You're not getting. I don't know if these guys were thrown out of school or not. I'm not 100% sure.
One guy graduated, and it says the other two are no longer enrolled. I don't know if they left, if they were asked to leave.
Yeah.
I don't know if the NCAA can kick you out of a school.
Right,
But they're
maybe.
all they're for different reasons. They're all no longer in those colleges.
I know it's like a joke, but like they are student athletes, so it's like, all right, well now you become a student, like
Right.
and,
Your
and
life goes on.
To be honest, like maybe you should be focusing on like individual growth that's supposed to happen during college.
I'm just wondering if you become like an ambassador about like, hey, I screwed up and I can tell you it's not worth it.
No, it's
Which
not like-
he still can do, but
It's not like Michael Vick and dogfighting. Like it's just this is a different kind of
A violation.
Crime. Yeah,
I
it's
get
a
it.
way different kind than anything that happens off the field. Unfortunately.
Wait, real quick though, on like I feel like the Malik Beasley thing was weird too because like they quote unquote cleared him from the federal investigation.
Yeah.
Though then I heard the feds are like he's not a subject, but like he's still like involved in some way. And then there was this word that these teams were becoming interested. The Knicks and the Cavs were interested in maybe signing him, and then that went like dead silence. And now we hear the NBA investigation. So I'm wondering like what's going on with Beasley.
Yeah, because I think he and his lawyer used the word exonerated, and that was their word. I think what they just were no longer looking at him for whatever reason. Maybe they got the guys they needed to get that were above him or whatever. But I think there was a difference in no one necessarily decided he didn't do anything wrong. He just was no longer in danger of that probe coming to get him.
Gotcha. So it was more like them trying to control the narrative in
Yes.
a way, and then like
I mean, and which I guess to their credit, they've been doing all along. Like, they were the ones that kept telling us what was going on, that he was talking to them and being part of the investigation, and they were the ones that said he's no longer a target, which is like a nice, it's nice if you can tell yourself that you're no longer in trouble.
I mean, your Knicks can sign Michael Beasley, former Kansas State star.
He was already here, man.
Yeah, we
talk about someone who is off the court trouble.
Your favorite player's favorite player, man.
Every time you talk about Malik Beasley, I think of Mike Beasley. Isn't he still doing this tour where he beats people in one-on-one on the internet? Is that a thing?
Well, he's playing the Big Three, so he had to pause that for a second.
Oh, he's in the Big Three?
Yeah, he might have been the MVP of the league, I think.
Oh, my God. I got to watch the Big Three now.
It might be over.
I think the season ended.
That's a summer thing.
Womp, womp.
He's one of my
Spoiled again, Pearl.
favorite characters.
Well, Manny's least favorite character also was playing in the Big Three.
Did we have a guest where we asked,
One
could
Chris
you
Haynes.
beat Michael Beasley in one-on-one? Have you seen those
Oh, yeah,
videos?
we asked, what's the name? We asked Rashad McCants, you and I.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I
Yeah.
remember that.
Because McCants is also kind of in this one-on-one thing.
Yeah, he's like, I already had the crown, so I'm already the king. So I don't got to test myself against anybody. But go find Melo.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Wow.
Michael
good talk.
Beasley, by the way, doesn't own a shirt in any of those.
No.
The guy.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
The best not wives' tale, but like urban legend was from the show Atlanta, where they made up the storyline that Michael Vick races people.
That's my
parking
favorite
lots,
clip.
like races them not in a car, on foot.
That's one of the best scenes in the history of television.
Atlanta,
It was so good.
Donald Glover vehicle?
Yeah. Childish Gambino. And I remember interviewing Michael Vick, and he was like, yeah, it was hilarious, but he doesn't actually do that. It's like, damn.
He should, though. That would be so cool.
He's coaching in Norfolk State now.
No. He got his first win, I think, last week.
Do you think he races his the players on the team?
Does he go out on full pads like Mike Vrabel?
I think he strikes me as the kind of guy that like doesn't do anything athletically anymore. Like he's just like
he's retired.
I was so elite. I was so much better than everybody. Like I never have to challenge myself in that way in any way.
Oh.
He may like exercise a little bit just to stay in shape because he's in pretty good shape, but he's not like doing anything close to competitive.
Oh, see, I would have pegged him for like jumping into drills and like, this is how we're going to do it. And he runs the play.
Really?
I mean, to be fair, he admitted when he was with the Jets at the end of his career that he did not learn the playbook. So I think EJ might be onto something here.
He's like the most chill dude.
That's the thing I was
in
thinking
the
too.
entire world.
Yeah.
He's so laid back.
He's so laid back. He just seems like, whatever. You guys
What do you
know
think
I'm
he's like
great.
as a coach?
He's probably awesome as a coach.
But do you think he gets in people's face?
I don't think he does. And I think when he does, it's almost like, oh man, I disappointed Mike Vick. Like you're not actually scared.
He's
You're
like
just
a legend.
Yeah, it's like, oh, how could I do this? How could I miss his assignment? Now Michael Vick's disappointed in me.
Do you think he's doing any X's and O's, or is it just all vibes and overseeing?
I mean, we saw his playing career. It didn't feel like it was a lot of X's and O's
playing
there.
a lot on field.
Right, you think he's making a game plan for the next Norfolk State opponent?
Michael Vick knows football. You know,
Yeah, he has to. We're joking, kind
He knows
of,
football.
but-
I know. He's just like kind of his style. Yeah.
That wasn't a knock
No,
on
I
his
know
like,
what you mean.
football
No,
IQ.
I
Just
think
like,
he
is he
knows-
just hanging out while his coordinators do
Yeah, like
the
anything.
Deion.
You're asking
gritty
does
stuff.
any former player.
Yeah, like I
get
don't know
on
that Deion is in there really drawing up plays.
But
Definitely not
Vick's
doing the
a
clock
quarterback
management.
though, so I would think he'd have more.
I
would
was gonna say, I
think.
feel like he's probably more like, oh, the quarterback, your elbow's not tucked in on this throw.
Right.
Do this better. I don't think he's like, all right, we're running a run and shoot offense, and this is my philosophy.
Anybody want to go see Mike Vick's team on Saturday? They're in Piscataway taking on Rutgers.
No way.
Oh, you know what? I was thinking about taking Lucas to his first football game.
3:30 Saturday.
You can meet Michael Vick and race him in the parking lot after the game.
Can my kid run a straight line? That's another question.
Well, you gotta hold his hand, and you with your gigantic feet.
Palm to palm.
I could injure somebody. Is that what you're saying? It's fair.
Gonna
Bogus,
step
thank
on
you.
your boy.
Get in the blocks and recreate your Usain Bolt video. No?
What a shameful moment in my past. Okay, coming up next, we check in on another college football coach we're fascinated by. Next.
You're in a 5-minute break. Four minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Four minutes remaining. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Three minutes remaining. 2 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Two minutes remaining. One minute, 30 seconds remaining. One minute remaining. $45 seconds remaining. $30 seconds remaining. $15 seconds. Break ends in 5 seconds.
He's calling the plays, but she's calling the shots. It's time for As the Tar Heel Turns.
All right, let's check in on Bill Belichick, Pearl. According to ESPN, there were 4 patents that Bill and Jordan Hudson, his girlfriend, had applied for with the U.S. Patent Office. They got rejected. Do your job, Bill's version. Ignore the noise, Bill's version. The Bellistrator, Bill's version, and No Days Off, Bill's version. We'll send up to Taylor Swift. All got rejected by the patent office. So
I would think the Bellistrator could sneak through because who else is going to use that term?
I'm glad you asked. 2009, the Patriots trademarked it.
Oh.
Yeah. And in 2013, they secured Do Your Job. 2017, they trademarked No Days Off and Ignore the Noise. So what Jordan Hudson was trying to do was make this all Bill's version, like Taylor with her music, and it all got rejected. According to the Patents Office, they said it's likely that consumers would be confused, mistaken, or deceived as to the commercial source of the goods and or services.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're naming, patents that were signed in 2009. She was only 6 years old then.
Oh, God.
What happened to Gold Digger? Which is stupid because, there's two famous songs called Gold Digger. Why would that be trademarked? And why would Do Your Job? It's like I'm trademarking Have a Nice Day. I don't even understand how these very simple.
Mick Foley has that probably.
Yeah. Yeah, these very
Nike
simple.
got Just Do It.
Yeah, but I don't know. Do Your Job? That's trademarkable? It's like, hey, please hold the door. I'm going to trademark, just put 3 very common words. I don't understand this trademark office. The one that always drove me crazy was Pat Riley with the 3-peat.
Pat the Rat?
Why does he get 3-peat? I don't.
He got there first.
He got there first. He didn't invent the term.
At least that's a play on words. Not to your point, hold the door. Hold the door, which is very, would you say have a nice day?
Yeah, Maggie Perloff would be like.
Bart Scott trademark can't wait. I mean,
Are you serious?
Yeah, like
You got that trademark nationally? Like-
I can't remember the story.
No.
If Bart actually got that trademark. I
Can't
think
wait.
he did. But anyway,
So any shirt that says "Can't wait" on it, Bart gets a nickel.
well,
Good for him.
yeah. I mean, you couldn't you needed to go through him.
So we should start throwing out trademark ideas. I guess Belichick. They probably just denied him because they didn't like Belichick. They're probably Dolphins fans or something.
Drought buster.
Drought buster.
We tried.
There's a agricultural product.
And also, it turns out I was wrong.
No, don't give up yet on that take, Maggie.
That's true. I mean, listen, I already got it with the Rory. Rory
All right.
being the drought buster.
But you call it the year of the drought buster.
Well,
What's the NFL team that has to win it all for you to get the drought buster?
Bills, bro. What
Or
type
the
of question
Vikings.
was that?
But those are first timers. There's no drought.
Oh yeah, we're back to this conversation.
That's why I thought Oklahoma City Thunder also counts in the drought buster, but
Because they won
taking
in
the
Seattle.
Seahawks. The Seahawks.
it's first time they're winning in OKC.
All right.
But they're not the same. It's not the same.
Yeah. Anyway, other news about
And by the way,
Belichick.
why not the Lions over the Bills?
Could be the Lions too. Also, here there was some issues about whether or not Bill was allowing Patriots scouts to come and to the facility. So here's Belichick, Manny Haircut 6, confirming the Patriots not welcome at Chapel Bill.
Yeah, well, no, it's clear that I'm not welcome there around their facility, and so they're not welcome in ours. Pretty simple.
God, this thing is ugly. But Mike Vrabel was asked about
Pretty simple.
and he's now in the crosshairs here. He said that Belichick did return to the Patriots facility for the Tom Brady statue unveiling. So what about that?
I would imagine that Bill, I mean, he came back for the best of my knowledge, Tom's ceremony, so that I guess he's welcome back based on the fact that he was there.
That was courtesy of WEEI. So,
Pretty simple.
You know, it's funny. Robert Kraft Pearl said that Bill Belichick will get a statue at some point, and I just don't believe that. I think there's so much bad blood here, and I think there's even more with Kraft's son, Jonathan, and Belichick. So I'm not holding my breath for any more acknowledging that Bill Belichick was ever a part of that dynasty.
But he just said that he said it a week ago.
Yeah, but I just don't. I think
So
that
he's just
this, like,
lying?
yeah, and this is like Jerry Jones said forever that he was going to get Jimmy Johnson into like the Ring of Honor. Now he eventually did, but it took 25 years.
That's not exactly how I remember it. I kept saying no. He didn't say I'm going to do it.
I thought he was like keeping the door open, and then Jerry eventually did it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know why I kind of believe Kraft. I feel like they will build a Bill Belichick statue.
You think so?
Definitely.
It's gotten so ugly though.
Yeah, but I mean, I think time heals all wounds. I mean, when Favre was super ugly with Green Bay for a long time, and then like 8 years later, like all was forgiven.
Yeah, but I'm saying I think the next generation, like Kraft's son, holds even more
Jonathan,
grudge.
So you're saying once Robert is out of the picture, yeah, but you know time heals all wounds. Eventually, this will all just wash over. I was actually wondering, is this Jordan Hudson's influence that all of a sudden Bill Belichick's getting so catty and personal and petty?
I think he's probably been like that, right?
But he keeps it to football usually. Like he doesn't talk about personal vendettas, does he? I can't remember him ever doing that.
I don't know. There's a lot of time there before Jordan ever got on the scene between him and Kraft. All right, that's where we have to leave it. EJ Stewart, thank you. Manny Rodriguez, thank you. Andrew Bogusch, Andrew Kaplan, Weedos, Coffee Drinkers, Survivor picks, get them in. Prize picks, make it part of your daily routine. Enjoy the game tonight. Commanders, Packers. See you tomorrow.